Then. Hello, willkommen, bienvenue, konnichiwa. It's time for another Army's Inquisition, episode 429 on Sunday, the 12th of July, 2026. I'm Phil.
And I am Matt.
And tonight we're very happy to be joined by author and researcher Chris Tolworthy, hopefully. Are you reading us, Chris?
I'm reading you. Thank you for letting me back on again.
No problem.
Oh, you're one of my favourite guests, Chris. You cover all my favourite topics, as I'm sure I said last time.
I know you say that to everybody, but I take it very personally. Thank you.
I don't. And I love your Jack Kirby book. That was my sort of introduction to you. But I got the hard copy. I can't put my hands to it now. The hard copy of your Jack Kirby predicted everything, essentially, book.
Well, that's all we're revising at the moment. It's phenomenal, the number of people. Anyway, you carry on.
It's all right. What were you going to say?
I'm revising that one at the moment because all the stuff he's been predicting is coming true. So I thought, well, I better get the book out quick, in case anything bad happens.
Yeah, as in something apocalyptic that prevents you from finishing your what's the word? Magnus opus, is it? A magnum opus?
Yeah.
Also, if you talk about prophecies after they've happened, nobody cares.
Yeah. Should say before we get rolling, anyone watching live on YouTube or Twitch, put your questions in the chat and we'll aim to get through them if possible.
Yes.
For Chris. I just need to set that up now.
So you were talking about things coming true, and you mentioned that there's a number of prophecies that should be happening soon.
Yeah, well, you mentioned about the Jack Kirby book. I don't know if you can see from here. I've got my highly technical screen grab method where I basically hold the laptop in front of the camera and hope you see it.
There we go.
That's the famous image from the end of the Eternals, where he basically says in 2026, the space gods are going to judge the Earth. And in my first book about the history of Jack Kirby's history of the future, I argued that these space gods, well, I'm not arguing it, he said so, they are men in spacesuits. They are regular people inside spacesuits. And they're like Atahualpa, the Incan guy who said he's going to come back. Basically, they are god men. They are people who think they're gods, who have the power of gods, they have spacesuits, spaceships, robots, and they think they're better than everybody else. And they're going to judge the Earth and take over in 2026. Which is pretty much what's happened. I mean, Elon Musk, he's got the spaceships, he's got the robots, he thinks he's better than everybody else, and he's now a trillionaire. I mean, what else has he got to do to fulfill the prophecy? I mean, he's literally taken over the most powerful country in the world. Well, in the sense of his Doge thing last year. So I mean, the point is, that's just one prophecy. But there you got them. They're judging the Earth. They decide we're not good enough, and they're going to take over. So that's one prophecy for 2026, which he made in 1976. So I thought for the second edition, well, that's technically the third edition, I better check if anybody else said the same thing. Turned out I have. You're probably familiar with this one, I'm sure you are. This is a screen grab, or part of a screen grab from an episode of Star Trek. World War III officially starts in 2026.
Uh-oh.
Really? The Gene Roddenberry, sort of like the Gene Roddenberry canon timeline, it starts in 2026?
Well, that's an interesting one. I'm going to get to that because this is why I wanted to talk about it today. I was listening to a podcast the other day and a person was saying something. I was thinking, that's what the prophecy said. It's coming true. Because, I mean, if you want to skip ahead to that, in Gene Roddenberry's time, they actually said 1992 to 1996. You know, the Wrath of Khan? Star Trek II, Wrath of Khan?
Yeah.
It was the eugenics wars, which supposedly that was going to be World War III. But then as the the series went on, they thought World War III is probably a bit bigger than that and a bit later. So it became like the sort of the precursor to World War III. But it's all basically the eugenics wars. The idea was that Khan Kununam Singh, or whatever his name was, is genetically superior to other people, and therefore he must rule. And that's the basic concept.
Right.
And they had this war between 1992 and 1996, which I interpret as being the same as technocracy. Remember the technocrats took over? You had the end of history in 1992. And they said, well, now on, America's won, everything's good, democracy's winning, all we need is technical people who can just do the job properly.
Yeah.
If you think about it, though, what they're talking about, a technocrat, is somebody who's basically better than you and me, because they're saying they are just more intelligent. And it's not more intelligent because they've got better education. Otherwise, they'd be investing in education. They're not. They're investing in selective schools because they fundamentally believe that some people are just better than other people. And that was the argument. Right. And it really matches up, 1992, 1996. What got me onto this about eugenics, and I'll get back to the prophecies in a minute. I've got to read this. Podcast last week. You know how our everyone's pal Elon Musk is trying to have as many kids as possible?
Yeah.
If any woman's got an IQ of above like 140 and she hasn't heard of him, then he says, right, I'll send you some semen and non-disclosure agreement and $10 million, and we're going to make some supermen.
Really? He's selecting women based on IQ?
Well, I mean, he's selecting them based on something.
Okay.
One example was Ashley Sinclair. She's the one who didn't sign the NDA. So she's the one going about because she thought, this is a bit dodgy. I want to quote what she said last week on one of her interviews. And she's the one, and an interviewer was always saying, what's it like to have sex with Elon Musk? And she's saying, like, no comments, please. Come on, don't bring it down. But yeah, he selected her because she looked pretty and she's pretty high IQ and she seemed like the kind of person. And the reason she thought, I'm not signing this NDA, I'm not taking your 10 million. I mean, she had the kid, but afterwards she thought something's odd here. She said, quote, there were just weird things being said. He was saying that we need to use surrogates to have a legion of kids before the apocalypse. He told me I should elect to have a C-section for the brain size, because a natural birth would compress the skull, you see. It's all about getting these super brainy kids.
Wow.
His rhetoric was more towards what I felt was like eugenics. That's why my ears pricked up. Hello. Talking a lot about demographics that I was uncomfortable with. The things he was posting online started veering from national security towards immigration to there's inherent differences here. Okay, so basically, Musk is into eugenics. Shouldn't be a surprise. So I look back on this, and turns out 2012, right, I'm going all over the place here, which is, according to Robert Heinlein, is when democracy ends. And that's what I'm studying at the moment. I haven't got all the details about him yet, but he's amazing. He really is. I thought he was a complete idiot. Most people think of Robert Heinlein, the guy who did Starship Troopers, unironically. You think, okay, he's a fascist. What do we need to know about him? Anyway, there's a lot more to him than that. He kind of was a fascist after 1948. Anyway, the point was he predicted 2012 when it's all going to go south. And he predicted a guy called Nehemiah Scudder, who was very much like Trump. Okay, he's 4 years too early, but I would argue it isn't too early, because Trump actually did try and become president in 2012. But the big thing, anyway, happened in 2012, most people don't talk about is, you've heard of the Dark Enlightenment?
No,
you must have
that's a new term for me.
Seriously, you don't heard that? Oh, well, something I know that unless you're testing me.
No. We're not that clever.
I'm thinking of like the intellectual dark web. That's something different, isn't it?
It's a similar thing. But you've heard of, oh God, I'm bad with words. Who's that blogger who's been influencing a lot of billionaires and is really wild? Anyway,
okay.
The point of Dark Enlightenment is the intellectual version of that. This is what your billionaires believe. It's basically eugenics. And the manifesto, the guy called Nick Land, who's at Warwick University, right. One of ours, unfortunately, basically arguing for eugenics. I'll just read at the very end of it, of his manifesto. Because this is the one, again, all your billionaires, Peter Thiel, for example, are really into this stuff.
Yeah, and he's a wrong un as well, isn't he, Thiel?
Yeah, Elon Musk. I mean, this is like the intellectual side of it. I should have written down the other guy's name. Curtis Yarvin.
Yarvin, yeah. Yep.
Yeah, okay. Right, he's a Dark Enlightenment guy. But Nick Land's the intellectual version. He's the guy who actually gave it a name and wrote the manifesto, basically arguing for eugenics. Only he can't call it that. So, well, anyway, what he says is the folks at Evolution, EU Evolution, which is a transhumanist website, which is devoted to creating superior genes, they capture the scenario well. reasoning that the majority of humankind will not voluntarily accept qualitative population management policies. Yeah.
It's such management gobbledygook speak, isn't it?
Yes. So most people don't like it when you sterilize them and try to kill them, basically.
Yeah.
Strangely enough. Campbell, Professor John H. Campbell, is a noted eugenicist. He advocates the abandonment of Homo sapiens as a relic or living fossil. Forget about humans. Humans don't count anymore. Nice guy. And the application of genetic technologies to intrude upon the genome, probably writing novel genes from scratch using a DNA synthesizer. Such eugenics would be practiced by elite groups, of course, whose achievements would so quickly and radically outdistance the usual tempo of evolution. Although within 10 generations, the new groups will have advanced beyond our current form to the same degree that we transcend apes. Basically, he is trying to create Khan. I mean, he's saying it in black and white in 2012. You know, the Wrath of Khan, I'll tell you, I'm not really a Star Trek fan, but that movie is like, it's all coming true. It's an ideal. They want a war. The point of the Dark Enlightenment is we want to break apart all the countries so you can all compete with each other, which is Khan's point. Basically, constant war, but over eugenics. It's the eugenics war. This is what Star Trek's been talking about. We had a dry run, 1992 to 1996, when some people were so optimistic about how it was the end of history and we solved all our problems and all the clever people will be in charge. And then pretty soon, by about 96, they realized these people aren't that clever and we don't like what they're doing. And then they're just like the previous guys, but worse. And now it's coming back in a big way. So anyway, eugenics wars, you asked about Star Trek, yeah. That's what they called them originally. They then adapted it slightly, but it's all the same thing, basically. 1992, 1996, when they first started putting the technocrats in charge. 2012 is when they had the this manifesto, and that's the one that Robert Heinlein predicted was going to be the big date. And then 2026 is when it all goes south. I'll just show you a few more of these prophecies. So I think they're awesome, right? We've got the Jack Kirby, who's always right. We've got the Star Trek, which is one everyone's heard of. The next one, Terminator. When did the Terminator appear? Anybody? Have a guess.
Which one?
The original one.
In which year did he appear? Or when was the film made?
The film was made in 1984, and when did they say that he would actually appear?
Let me guess. Is it 2026?
It could be. I've got the official quotes here. In the actual movie, they said, Sarah says they can't build anything like that yet. And Reese says, no, not yet, not for about 40 years. That was 1984, so about 2024. But that's about that. And there's various things they've got to do after that. So it's suggesting a bit after 2024. And in one of the sequels, it's only Terminator Salvation, which isn't the greatest sequel. But the point is they've done their homework. And that's the one where they officially say it's 2026. As the quote, Kate says he's not a cyborg. He's got no blood, no human tissue. And Connor says the first T-800s won't be manufactured until 26.
Wow.
That's the quote there. So that's another one.
So what year is Judgment Day before 2026 then?
Judgment Day is 2029.
Judgment Day was 2029, was it? Right.
Yeah. Which is the same year that, who's that guy who is a futurist? Ray Kurzweil. That's the one, for decades now, he's been saying 2029 is when the computers will be fast enough that they'll pass the Turing test. I mean, they're kind of passing it already. But he's saying by 2029, you cannot tell. And we're sunk, basically. You go online, I'll be thinking I'll be speaking to Amish Phil. I might be speaking to your bot, you know.
And when they in Terminator 2, they talk about Skynet becoming self-aware, and that would be the singularity in Kurzweil's vernacular, wouldn't it?
No, that's actually back in 1997. Which happens to be a couple of weeks before Google registers its name.
Okay, right.
I've got several pages in my book where I point out that Google is not Skynet, basically because I don't want to get sued. But I may do it in a slightly sarcastic way with lists of items, point by point by point. It's absolutely not like Star Trek. Basically, they might give it a different name because it wouldn't look good to be branded with Google on it. But they do everything Skynet does, and they started at the same time. But anyway, the point about the 2026, 2029 thing, from 1997 till, if you remember the movie, they're all fighting because the robots weren't good enough to defeat the humans until they finally made this fleshy one in 2026. And a couple of years later, they'd wiped everybody out and they said, right, better go back in time now and kill John Connor's mum. So, and that's when it all finished. So 2029 is when it's them or us, and it's not looking good for us. Another prophecy. Which is the most famous science fiction film? I mean, right from the very, very beginning, before Star Wars, before 2001, before, right at the beginning. Anybody? What would you say? Science fiction film, the granddaddy of them all.
Well, I don't know. I was going to say 2001, but you
Yeah,
said
it was.
before that.
Before that.
Before.
A long time ago. This was 1926. Although it was actually released in the beginning of January 1927.
Oh, is it the one with the big robot in it?
That's the one.
With his eyes light up. What's it called?
One that everybody copies. This is the granddaddy of all. Sorry, I get distracted that I've got a seagull just outside the car who's looking at me like, if you're sitting here,
It's probably not a real sea, but you know birds aren't real, Chris. It's probably listening in on you.
That is suspicious, actually, yes. I'm talking
It's a drone.
about. It must be.
It's a drone. It's a T-600.
Now they can fly.
What was the name? What's the name of the film? It's going to do my head in if you...
Metropolis.
Metropolis?
Metropolis, yeah.
Yeah, Metropolis.
It's very famous. It's the one with the gigantic buildings and the famous robot. It looks like C-3PO, only like 50 years earlier. Anyway, it's about the war of the robots, war between the humankind and the robots. It's the original Robot Wars movie. Oh. And you'll be wondering when Metropolis was set, won't you?
I've got a good idea.
Was it 2026?
Could be. That's from the official... it doesn't say so in the movie, though. You can kind of guess. But that's from the book of the movie, just saying that's the Metropolis piece, 2026. And in case you weren't sure about that, one of the releases of the movies, they've made various different versions of it, because a lot of it was thrown away and destroyed. They tried to reconstruct it over the years. And one of those versions, they did actually put it in the movie itself being 2026. Because that's a screenshot of the movie. So yeah, The official Robot Wars, 2026. So we got T800 Robot Wars. You mentioned 2001. I'm sure you're all Arthur C. Clarke fans. As you will know, Arthur C. Clarke wrote a lot of movies, a lot of stories like 2001 about aliens coming and taking over. And he was quite optimistic about the aliens, the fool. Do you remember his first and most important one, the one that made him famous and the one that all his other books are basically rip-offs of?
No, don't remember his first novel.
Childhood's End.
Oh, that rings a bell, yeah. Childhood's End.
Yeah, that was the big one, and that put him on the map. And he's done loads of other movies. I mean, 2001 was the famous one. There's what was the other one he did? Rendezvous with Rama. That's hard to say. And it's done about 10 different stories around that theme of suddenly the aliens appear in the sky and they take over the world. Right. And hopefully they make it better. But you kind of wonder. Anyway, can you guess when it was that the aliens took over the world in the book Childhood's End?
2024?
Close. 2026.
Wow.
Now, the crazy thing about this is I had to hunt for all this information. It isn't like one person's made this movie in about 2026 and everyone said, okay, that's a good date, we'll use it. It's not obvious. They've all come to this conclusion independently. And you've got to really hunt. I mean, he doesn't actually say 2026. What he says is that they first see them in the sky 30 years, or just over 30 years after the war ends. So that's just after 1975. And then they watch the people for 50 years and then they take over. So so it's just after 1975, 1976-ish, add 50 years, 2026. But he never actually says 2026. It's not about the date. But all these stories, if you look closely, they all decide that, yeah, that's 2026 is kind of a judgment day sort of time. They'll do it. Let me get the one I showed you earlier, before, when you got a sneak peek before all the plebs came on.
Yeah.
There's the famous story about Ray Bradbury, who's one of the greatest science fiction writers. This is the one that put him on the map, that he reckons is the best thing he's ever written. And that's an actual screen grab from the book itself to show the emphasis. The story is called August 2026, There Will Come Soft Rains.
Soft rains?
Yeah, well, the reason that's a weather forecast. See, it's all about this very pleasant house, and the weather forecast says it's August. There'll be soft rains this month. Blah 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 blah. And you gradually realise everyone's dead, and it's the robots are just carrying on doing their job.
Wow.
And then they're saying, "Here's a weather forecast. We'll make dinner for you." You know, all you've got the people is like a mark on the wall where the blast has disintegrated them. Yeah. It's like a shadow of them.
Wow.
And that's the point that Ray Bradbury made all through his career, is that technology is great, but, it might actually kill us all. Yeah, something to think about.
Speaking of these, sorry, Chris, these sci-fi authors, have you looked into Frank Herbert? Does he give any dates?
The problem is a lot of them, like Frank Herbert, they're cowards is the word I'm looking for. He says stuff like 14,000 years in the future. So,
Right.
you know.
But I mean, he does reference, it's called the Butlerian jihad, which is like the technology taking over and wiping out humanity.
Yeah. I mean, he's a very clever guy. He's very right.
I just wondered if he'd put a date to it. I don't remember reading one off the top of my head.
Well, most of his stuff is about 14,000 years in the future.
Yeah.
So they know about about the world that we've got, but it's like we think about Atlantis. It's like, was it real? Was it not real? I guess it's real.
Yeah.
I think the Jews place a very important part because they're like the one religion which is carried on in secret for 14,000 years later. Unless I'm getting it mixed up. I also get Dune and Foundation mixed up. I apologize if I've got the wrong way around. Because they're both set about 14,000 years in the future.
Dune has a lot of sort of religious echoes, and it seems to borrow from all the major theologies of today. So there's Islamic connotations to certain language he uses. They talk about Bibles. There's a famous Bible they use. What are the Bene Gesserit? Sounds like Jesuit, which would be like a Catholic thing. So I think he borrows from all the main religions.
Now, I must confess, I've not really read most of these. Only recently, a few months ago, started looking, thinking I better check what they're saying.
Dune is fantastic. I love Dune.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I agree. I mean, the Butlerian jihad, I think, is exactly right. I mean, creating machines to replace humans. Am I the only one who's stupid here? I just what? I just don't know how to even react to that.
I mean, you wonder what the genesis of where this idea came from. Because I mean, would there be anyone? Because we had the Industrial Revolution, which was a big game-changing point, wasn't it? Where we started using steam and but we had automatons before that. I'm wondering if there are, really early authors who've predicted man-made machines in the way we conceive of them today, like the Tesla robots.
Well, I didn't bring all the notes with me, but I've certainly got people predicting it from 18. Well, my favourite one, my new favourite prophet is, and again, it's not that early. She's 1824. She was writing. Mary Shelley, Frankenstein,
the modern Prometheus.
Yeah. Now she was interesting. Because, I'm looking at all these dates, and I'm noticing certain dates come up again and again and again, and all independent, because I can't see any evidence that people have been talking about these dates. So you've actually got to dig into it to work out what the dates are. Certain dates come up again and again. One of them is 2073, 2092, and 2100. And in The Last Man by Mary Shelley, she uses all three dates. 2073 is when the politics falls apart. 2092 is when we all start dying. 2100 is the last man alive. Wow. And several other authors have come to the same conclusions after her, but like I say, she doesn't make a big deal out of these. It's not, you can Google it, you won't find it. You've got to actually read the book and sort of put two and two together and go, hello. I'm actually very, very impressed with Mary Shelley. As far as I can see, there's three authors. Now, I can't really prove it with her because it hasn't happened yet, but I lay money on she's going to be one of them. Three authors who, for a certain period of their lives at least, were always right with their dates. There's Mary Shelley, Robert A. Heinlein up until 1948, and Kirby forever. Some of us getting pretty close. A lot of very interesting people writing a lot of interesting stuff. The one who's surprising, though, actually, is Isaac Asimov. He's always wrong. He's one guy. And here's one guy who's famous for being clever and famous for making predictions and being very scientific about everything. But you look at his predictions, it's awful. He's hasn't got a clue. I think because he's just looking at the machines. He's completely ignoring the social science behind it. Whereas the really good ones, they look at the social science and they say, okay, if you create a world-conquering machine, what's really going to happen? Are you all going to live happily ever after? Probably not. You have as many robot laws as you like, mate. It ain't going to help you. So anyway, it's interesting. But yeah, your question is, people predicting robots. Well, of course, you've got Talos, ancient Greek. That takes it back a bit. I mean, it depends on how you define a robot. I mean, I would argue that, my position that cities are robots.
Right.
Yes.
Yes.
I remember
it's definitional.
Yeah.
There's a difference between sort of robotics and then a cyborg or a robot that's self-aware.
Humanoid.
Yeah, a humanoid, or one that's intelligent. You know, I'm really skeptical. I'm guessing you're pretty. Do you think AI is actually intelligent? Like it's a real artificial intelligence?
Yes, but my theory is humans are much less intelligent than we think.
Right.
I mean, I would argue that we are literally less intelligent than a rock. If nothing else, the rock will last long enough. I mean, this is a bit of a tangent. I've still got some more prophecies to show you first, and then I'm going to finally, once we've got time, get on to Atlantis. But the thought experiment is, how much information is in your mind at any one time? And how much data can you get through? You might. I'm not talking about your brain. I mean, you can access your brain, you can access books, you can access all sorts of billions and billions of reams of data. Great. But how much do you know? What are you aware of at any moment?
12.
No, actually less than that. Well, it depends. In any one moment of time, speech is a good example. Our brains are optimized for speech, and pretty much every language in Earth, measured, they can communicate data. I think it's 40 bits per second, which is also 40, but that's per second. It's in a serial manner. They can't really get much faster than that. You can get a lot slower, but which also happens to be the brain's gamma rate. You know, the brain changes its state 40 times a second. There's various experiments you can do, thought experiments. You've heard these ones, they measure what you can see on a screen, and you think you're seeing the whole page, and actually you're only seeing like a tiny bit of it. You put a camera on someone's eye and put it on the screen, and they make sure wherever the person looks, they see writing, but the rest of the screen is blank. The person thinks the screen is full of writing because they keep looking around the room, and everything they see is full of writing. Because the point is, you're only seeing a tiny bit at a time. But that's my argument. If you take this to its nth degree, we basically have one bit of information at a time. That's all we have in our minds. Everything else is an illusion. Now,
one bit. I was way out with 12.
Well, 12 actually, you're actually possibly not wrong, because the key to why we experience color and taste and all these things which don't feel like just ones and zeros is we live in a three-dimensional world. Or possibly, I think it's 17 dimensions, I reckon, quantum theory, the standard model of the universe. So the simplest unit of anything, of space, has to have a quality of at least sort of 12 things. It's got to have a bit of gravity, it's got a bit of electricity, it's got to have a state, and the strong and weak forces, various other things. You add them up together, and that is our experience of the world. But that is anyway, you're asking about intelligence and consciousness. I think consciousness just is information. It's the basic unit. The amount of data in our mind is scarily small. I say literally less than you'd have at a point in space. Because the point in space, you've got at least 17 dimensions. Whereas it's very difficult to think of us being aware of more than 3 or 4 of anything at any one time. We're very, very simple.
Is that not just a restriction of our hardware, though?
Yeah. I mean, yes. I mean, we are connected to everything else. So you could argue we are the universe. How do you experience the universe except the consciousness? But I'm just in terms of what you can measure. Right. Very, very little data. It's serial. It's very little. It's extremely small. So I think it's unfair to imagine that rocks and dust and birds they're different. But I mean, look at the decisions people make. I mean, another way of looking at it is, why are there no other smart creatures? Evolution does not favor big brains. I mean, it's not good for you. They've tried 10 billion years, 14 billion years, the universe. For 2 billion years, we were experimenting with different body plans. Insects, every sort of 10 days, they're having new babies, and generations and generations. Billions of experiments. And the one thing which never works is intelligence. Every time, I mean, okay, we've got one example, we're here. Well, I'm talking human intelligence, which is a bit of a contradiction in terms. I mean, the fact we call ourselves Homo sapiens. How many people do you know call themselves smart? Anybody who says, I am smart, that proves they're dumb. Genuinely smart people never say that. We call ourselves Homo sapiens, the wise man. But goodness me, that is just embarrassing. And I'm going off on a bit of a tangent here. You're thinking, have you got any more prophecies of 2026 before this ends? Oh, I'm dead. Yeah. I mentioned Ray Bradbury, that 2026 thing. You've heard of the Martian Chronicles?
Nope.
Maybe not.
Is that one of his books?
Yeah. Well, he had a whole load of them, a whole series of short stories all put together called the Martian Chronicles. I suppose I show my age here, because back in this early 1980, late 70s, 1980s, something like that, they did a TV miniseries based on it. It wasn't particularly successful. Anyway, the point is, this is about Mars, and this story of the nuclear war killing everybody on Earth was kind of one of the stories pointing out that we think we're so clever, and maybe we're not. Anyway, so Kim Stanley Robinson, I keep calling him Space Family Robinson, who wrote Red Mars, Green Mars, Blue Mars. Just to illustrate, this is an important point. He is a very well-respected science fiction writer. Decided to do a positive version, and he set it in 2026. In his story, we terraform Mars. We started in 2026, and all goes swimmingly well because we're humans and we're so clever. Personally, I think Ray Bradbury had a better idea, but it's just interesting to see how they're aware that he's saying 2026 is bad and Mars isn't going to work, and they're saying, no, it's going to be wonderful. Charles Sheffield, we're getting to the less famous ones here. President of the American Astronomical Society. He wrote a story. He is very well respected. So in 2026, the Alpha Centauri supernova rises like a second sun, rushing Earth towards its last summer.
Shit.
So take advantage of the nice weather.
Is that why it's so warm?
Oh, by the way, you see that meme, haven't you, from Star Wars, the Alderaan 7-day weather forecast? 10 degrees, 10 degrees, 12 degrees, 27,000 million degrees, minus 273, minus 273. Anyway, Russian daughter, floods, fires, starvation, disease paralyze the planet. In a blue aurora flash of gamma rays, all microchips worldwide are destroyed, leaving an already devastated Earth without communications, transportation, weaponry, or medicine. Hopefully he's not right. I'm just saying. I mean, it's just a story. But there's an awful lot of these things. 2026 is this date which independently that all the best writers seem to think is going to be a real turning point.
Speaking of supernovae, if that's the correct term, have you heard about these sort of cave systems underground? I think particularly in Turkey, where it's hypothesized that people have fled from maybe previous cataclysmic stellar.
I don't know the theories. I mean, I know about other caves. It is wonderful. It's like miles and miles of these things.
Yeah.
But
I'm just wondering if we've got a chance, if we've survived them before. Maybe. Is it not Karantepe, but it's something like that.
I don't know where it is. No,
I'm sure it's in Turkey. I've heard Hancock.
I've heard about in Turkey. Have we not had somebody on? And they were talking about they'd found rendered fat in some of chiseled out parts of the tunnel systems, and it was kind of evidence that there'd been cooking and things down there.
Yeah.
My mind was going to a much darker place there.
Oh, right. Maybe. They were making soap. So
that's all right then.
Yeah, they were making soap. It was like a Turkish fight club, I think. It's a niche reference for you.
People will survive. Yeah. That's the great thing about what's the name? The Last Man by Mary Shelley. The guy at the end thinks he's the last man, but realistically, you kind of know someone would have survived out there. Because in her story, it's bubonic plague did us in. Right. Take your pick.
I suppose the thing is, what you're getting at, Chris, is that people might survive, but the structures that we recognise today as a society, as democracies, as nation states, that is all kaput overnight. Yeah. All you have to do is switch the electricity off, and you'll have chaos and anarchy within 72 hours, probably.
Yeah. I mean, I'm actually getting a bit more optimistic about that. In that, look, comparing all the different science fiction writers, they're actually a bit vague on the final part. Some of them say it's 2100, some say 2121, some say it's 2122, which suggests to me there's not going to be one final sort of 100 billion megatons of nuclear hell. I think that's just the final trigger when we all decide we've had enough of this. This isn't working. So I'm a bit more optimistic now than I was before. I think there will be nuclear wars, but it's going to be the process of 100 years of things getting worse and worse, and people saying, this isn't so good, this isn't fun, this isn't what I wanted. And I think it's people are just going to finally, something's going to trigger us, and we're going to say, maybe it was better back in Atlantis, maybe it was better 10,000 years ago. Well, why are we working for things that used to be free? Why have we got 8 billion people,
A lot of things like water and shelter and things like that.
Well, the thing, if you back when you had 5 million people in the whole world, Well, they all lived mostly in Southeast Asia. That's another thing, the into Africa theory of where humans really began. But imagine you're living on the coast in Southeast Asia. I mean, you've seen these pictures of people in if you're on a holiday, the most beautiful sights you can think of are all Southeast Asia. These gorgeous sandy beaches and these amazing. That's where we used to live. We think it's beautiful because that's what we were designed for.
Yeah.
That's what we were evolved for.
So, is there a problem with out of Africa, Chris?
Well, it's technically right in the sense that we did originally, like, a million years ago, but I can't remember his name now. Some guys pointed out that if you look at, we're Homo sapiens, we're the last one standing, which every 10,000 years we basically toss a coin and one of the human species dies off or doesn't die off. And we've got one left now. So, well, there used to be about a dozen of us. And there's others, you got your Homo sapiens, you got Homo Neanderthals, you've got your...
Denisovans.
Yeah, Denisovans, exactly. There's loads of them.
Yeah.
And if you plot them on the map, nearly all of them are in Southeast Asia, in a very, very small area.
Wow.
Which is like, hello. And it kind of makes sense if you think about it, because if you're in Africa, why are you going to change and evolve? You're used to it. You're living on the savannah. It's always been savannah. Sometimes it gets a bit warmer, sometimes it gets a bit colder. Whereas Southeast Asia, once they got over there, they got all these islands, so many different competing different biomes. And it's just like a perfect place to invent humans. So you got like the Hobbit, the Homo florensis who are tiny. You got big people, short people, fat people, thin people. You get, I don't know, you got people with 3 eyes, but you get all the. It's just the perfect place to evolve them, and just all the evidence seems to be there. So it looks like 70,000 BC. I can't remember the dates. There's a very good book on it. It makes it okay. I think it makes a very good case. We left Africa. By the time we got to Southeast Asia, so many interesting things happened there. So much variety suddenly exploded, and then we came back to Africa, and that's when humans as we know them now. Right. That's his theory. But yeah, it's basically based on the fact that if you add up all the different types of human, most of them, and vastly disproportionate, considering it's such a small part of the world, statistically, you got 100 times more humans than you're supposed to have. Because it's just because of all the beaches and the little islands and the mountains and the volcanoes, and it's just really interesting stuff happens over there. If you want to get evolution going fast, that's the place to do it. Southeast Asia and around the coasts.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So out of Africa is okay. It's just that it was out and then back in later.
Yeah.
And then out again. Yeah. The hokey cokey.
Yeah. There's all sorts of things. I mean, that comes back to Atlantis. My favourite one is the what's it now? Something Marine Stage 5, Marine something 5. Or when they do the fossils and they name them after when they see the bumps in the graphs, and one of them is, and 130,000 BC. That's when people crossed what was lots of lakes back then, because there was a famine back in the Rift Valley. They left to cross the middle of what is now the Sahara, but used to have a lot of lakes there. Lake Mega Chad, for example.
Mega Chad, did you say?
Yeah. Well,
you can't make that up,
Lake,
can
Lake
you?
Chad,
Literally.
which currently is quite very small, but back in the wet Sahara period, it's huge. So they called it Mega Chad.
Should be Giga Chad, really.
Yeah. I remember
exactly, yes.
There's a dried up river, isn't there, as well?
Yes.
Well, I imagine several rivers, or thousands of rivers. Yeah.
Yeah. But the theory is that 124,000 BC is when they finally arrived at what is now Tunisia by the Urhaha River, that's what it's called. Right. Which brings me also back to the guy who actually dug there, the only archaeologist who's actually got the balls to go and look there. But everyone says, he's a Nazi, so it doesn't matter. That's a whole other story. We have to slip that in there. He was the one who said, yes, this must be where it is, and he predicted it was the place where they now found the river where everyone came. So my argument, anyway, is that Atlantis began 124,000 BC, because that's when it arrived. It was the place when they arrived at the beginning, the central place. And I better hurry on. I'm using up all your time.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Loads of time, Chris. We'll come back to Atlantis if you've more prophecies to go through.
Yeah.
Well, just the last one I'm working on right now. I haven't got the answers. If you're in a Robert Heinlein, you might recognise this chart, or this part of a chart. I've not got the answers yet. I'm just still working through this. He's very, very interesting. I mentioned about. You've heard of Starship Troopers? You've seen the movie?
Yeah, love it.
Yeah.
Remember
Got to take it literally, though, haven't you?
Well, that's the thing, you see. The movie, the Starship Troopers was unironically about, wouldn't it be great to just kill all these enemies?
Yeah.
And Paul Verhoeven, was it, who made the movie? Said, we can't do this. This is stupid. So he made it very what's the word? Not a parody.
Political commentary.
Satire, was it?
I mean, superficially, it's still about, isn't it great, gung ho? But really, you don't. You think about it a few seconds. He's mocking it.
Yes.
He says, "This is stupid. Not the way you want to live."
Yeah.
Anyway, the point was that why Heinlein did get kind of that way towards the end of his life, and it's a story about how you should never be too happy. See, happiness is bad for you. Because when I'm looking through all these prophecies, everything Heinlein wrote from 1930s, whatever it is, 1939 to 1948, where he wrote his best stuff, he invented the concept of future history, and all the other future histories all basically copied him. 1939, 1948 was all right. It all came true. It was all fantastic. Well, I argue it came true. It all makes sense. It's just absolutely brilliant. He had a very hard life, though, but he had a lot of empathy for people. So I think that's the secret. Not only he had a lot of world life experience, he read a lot of books, and he really saw things from all different points of view. So you can see how everything connected. I think brilliant. But in 1948, he got married to his third wife, who was lovely to him. She was a beautiful redhead. She adored him, and she really helped him, became his manager. She looked after the fans. She encouraged him. She was just great. He had everything he wanted. And that was the worst thing ever happened to him, in my opinion, because I think she pointed out that you are a self-made man. You are better than other people. You are fantastic. And he was like, "You're right. Dang, you're right." And that's when he starts getting a bit, it's not totally fascist, but a bit libertarian, a bit fascist, a bit like, pull yourself up by your bootstraps, mate, you know. If you've got a problem, then you can solve it yourself. None of this nonsense about communism or socialism and these parasites. So you kind of went off the rails then. So everything he wrote after that, he still wrote some really good stuff, but it's more Starship Troopery, you know. And so the problem was, you don't be too happy, you see, because then you get a high opinion of yourself, and you're less empathetic towards other people. That's my theory.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I suppose, you know, I could understand the psychological journey there that might happen. Yeah. You know,
I think in his case, he had a very hard life. I mean, when he was a kid, he slept on a pallet, and with his sister, because he couldn't afford a bed, he couldn't afford two beds. I mean, back then it was common for people to sleep in the same bed, so don't read anything too much into it.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then he had he had a hard life, you know, and he was a bit weird. You look at this stuff about women; he's not very good with women. I don't know if he's autistic or what, but I can empathise with him. It's like he adores women. He thinks women are the best thing ever, but he has no idea how to have relationships with them.
I mean, you can, if someone's grown up basically dirt poor, sleeping on a pallet, and they've come to a position where they're an accomplished person who's made something, you can understand the flex then into libertarianism. Well, if I could do it, and I started right at the bottom, started at the bottom, now I'm here. You know, so if I can do it, why can't you? What's your excuse?
Yeah. That's it. I mean, it's not like he changed completely. I mean, he's still, he had this thing called the Covenant, which is like his rules for living, basically freedom, very libertarian.
12 rules for life.
But part of the Covenant was that you do actually have to care about other people, which is like the bit where he still wasn't totally a libertarian. So,
that's nice.
I was just wondering, Chris, you know, you alluded to before about, I think you said some of the better people, the people who are better at predicting the end of the world, looked into the social aspects of it or something on those kinds of lines.
Yeah.
So what is it about like 2026? So is it because are we talking about authors from the 19th and 20th century and they could see, you know, I don't know, like the mechanization of industry going into warfare, and then they were sort of like thinking that out across, like, well, we talk about Mary Shelley, so 200 years or 150 years. Is it?
Yeah, you've got mechanized warfare coming in, you know, from especially the First World War as well.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think the big thing they have, which the others don't, I mean, there's another couple of guys, I can't remember names. There have been a couple of more recent science fiction authors who have been very, very good at predicting the future. But what they're really bad at is getting the periods wrong, how long it takes. For example, I can't remember his name. There's one guy who pretty much got everything right in 1991. And if you look at his timeline, he's obviously correcting in 1991 because everything up to 91 is stuff which has happened, and then he's predicting it. But he gets everything far too quickly because his job, actually, his paid job was to make predictions for some big company or other. And so, of course, he was always thinking what could go wrong, what could happen. And he got everything right, like about the fall the problems with Europe and about Russia and those sorts of things. But you had it happening like within 2 years and within 3 years. And the stuff he was predicting actually happened about 30, 40, 50 years later. And that to me is the key. That's the big thing which the best predictors have. They have an idea of like the cycles of history. Certain things are going to take 50 years. I mean, in terms of, for Mary Shelley, she obviously thought 250 years, that's about right. The interesting thing about Hindman, he had a big chart, I think it's like 4 foot wide or something, huge bit of paper, just for his own personal convenience, so he could keep his stories in order. But you can sort of see how he's seeing the big structure of things. He sort of feels, yeah, that'll take about 100 years, that'll take about 50 years. And that's when they get it right. Because I've made this point before, I think we're much better at predicting the future than we think. But the hard part is getting it when. I mean, like, anybody can say there's going to be a war, but when's the war going to be? That's the hard part. And the good ones, they sort of know that certain things take 50 years. And 50 years is like your basic, it's your Jubilee cycle. It was the basic cycle in the Aztecs and the Mayas, because it's the time it takes for the leadership to cycle through. Because if you're an adult, your career is going to be from sort of age 20 to age 70-ish, age 15 to age 65. About 50 years. After 50 years, all the leaders have gone. So that's when you start making the same mistakes the previous lot made. For example, 1945, end of the Second World War, we thought, let's start being nice to each other. So we had like the welfare state. 1995, 50 years later, everybody in charge then is gone. And that's when you get people saying, let's get rid of the welfare state. We don't need this thing. Well, let's pull yourself up by the bootstraps. That kind of thing. Your 50-year cycle. And the people who really know their stuff, they see these cycles, they think, okay, everyone's dead then, of course they're going to change. And they know that things are hard. I mean, the Kim Stanley Robinson stuff about terraforming Mars, it's great, it's a great story, but she assumes it all works. The one thing you learn from experience is stuff doesn't work.
Yeah.
It's going to take you 1,500 attempts. I mean, so many things go wrong with terraforming Mars. Where do you even begin? You know, well, you say, oh, it just works. So the people, the good ones, they know these things take a long time and they've seen enough history. They think, well, Rome, I mean, there is a 250-year cycle. In my book, I've got lots of stuff about people who research this cycle. There's a 250-year cycle about, I'll talk about prophecies. One that didn't include was the reason we got the Project 2025 was because the Heritage Foundation, they'd read these books on the 250-year cycle, and they realized that America is due to collapse, and not completely collapse, but it's going to start costing more than it brings in. It's going to go downhill 250 years after it began. Oh, sorry.
Which is now. It's the 250th anniversary.
Well,
and the people who read the history, they see these cycles. It's not like it's not a rigid cycle, but the more they read, it just feels right. And you see these people who know their stuff and they come to the same conclusions. You ask them, why 2026? Because this is 50 years after 1976, which is 30 years. Well, think of 1926, then you get a better idea why 2026. Because 1926 is when you've got a hyperinflation, you've got the roaring 20s, you've got the godmen, the last time they really sort of stuck out and thought they could do anything. You've got, what was that famous book? About the rich guy in America, very famous novel. I can't remember now. Anyway, it doesn't matter. The point was, the godmen 100 years ago, you get a 50-year cycle, but people can still remember because there still are old people around. Like today, there's old people. I mean, my dad remembers the war. He was 6 years old in the war, and he remembers whatever. So that's 80 years ago, whatever. But after 250-year cycles, 100 years, there's nobody alive who remembers stuff. And then you really make the mistakes again. And that's the kind of cycles you're talking about. And you can sort of theorize how you build it up. It's not a hard science, this, but you see enough examples of this, and you really feel certain things take 100 years. If that's happening, this is about 250 years. Mary Shelley knew that Britain was doing really well, but if these things don't last, 250 years later, it's going to be bad. Yeah, and you're right. Well, we don't know if she's right. Maybe she's wrong. Hopefully she's wrong. But an awful lot of them saying, it's these cycles. That separates the men from the boys. Cycles of history.
You lose, like, generational knowledge, essentially.
Yes. Memory.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, it made me think then of, I'm sure there was somebody recently who, quite an old guy, whose father or something ridiculous had fought in the American Civil War somehow.
There was someone still getting a welfare check. It was a lady, wasn't she? And she was getting some sort of welfare check from her grandfather or something who fought in the Civil War.
Something crazy like that.
The law said that your certain descendants could get it.
Yeah.
But there was a condition, yeah.
So, when you're talking about that, being able to remember, my grandfather said this, that, and the other. And I suppose, leadership generally sticking within sort of certain families having power over countries and things.
Yeah, and the mass of the populace are just distracted with nonsense, you know.
World Cups.
The scale is the thing that you're bringing up, Chris. How you need to sort of zoom out and take a historical view of these things, and most of us are just wrapped up in the day-to-day with that much shit to do.
Yeah.
That you can barely have time to read a book, never mind, you know, study history in any depth and try and get a view, some sort of perspective. Perspective is the word, you know. People study modern history, and it'll be from the Vietnam War onwards, and that's it. Whereas, you know, if you try and take a broad view, you realize just how fragile we are.
Yeah.
You know?
And that's all happened before. That's the big thing.
Yeah, and it repeats. It repeats. You have the fall of Rome, the French Revolution, the Russian Revolution, the Renaissance, the cathedral boom. You know, you have booms and busts throughout different civilizations, throughout history, constantly cycling around.
Yeah, the big inventions too. And you say that is the big problem today. Our idea of a long-term history is 200 years. People who really know a long time, they're experts on ancient history. They talk about 2,000 years. Like, that's nothing. Because if you notice, every 2,500 years, we get a world-changing invention. The current one is computers, which changes absolutely everything. You can tell before and after. The previous one was 500 BC, was coins, because that allowed massive. You could pay your soldiers basically.
Tokenism. That would be Lydia, would it? The Lydian king, whose name escapes me.
Yeah, Croesus, as in rich as. Croesus.
Yeah, Croesus.
Croesus. Sorry, yeah. Right. Then 2,500 years before that, you had writing. 2,500 years before that, you had irrigation or canals, which allows you to suddenly build cities in the middle of the desert, hence Uruk and so on. 2,500 years before that, you had the stone walls. And all these things now, they seem like they're ancient, but at the time, these are the cutting edge. You know, 2,500 years from now, computers are going to look the same as like a stone wall. Like, you use computers? 2,500 years before that, 8,000, we're talking agriculture. In every 12,000 years, one of these inventions is so big, it just wipes everything out, basically. Anybody that's not using that doesn't survive. So that's the kind of cycles you've got to think about them, because we're all trapped in the same. I mentioned, what's his name now? Yeah, Asimov, Isaac Asimov, him with his robots. I mean, his idea of ancient was like 2,000 years. He doesn't see how a massive invention can go wrong, can change things as a social thing, because he's only seen one cycle. He's never thought about the previous cycle, like what coins did to us, before that what writing did to us, before that what irrigation did to us. And that's why his predictions are so bad.
That's probably a fault of our sort of Western education, because we consider maybe classicists. That's as far as back as we go. We look back to ancient Rome and ancient Greece, and we see them as the fathers of the civilization we inherit, and so we don't need to look any further back.
Which brings us back to Atlantis. I mean, it's the great fight between the country people and the city people, between the Atlas and the gods. 1500 BC, when they invaded Greece. And it's deliberate. I mean, it deliberately wanted to portray these other people as idiots so we could take their land. It's the same.
Is this the sea people's stuff?
Yes.
All right, so the invasion of the sea peoples from the Bronze Age collapse, that's people coming from Atlantis and invading Greece?
Kind of. Well, not so much invading Greece. I mean, the sea peoples were people in Greece as well. Right. The big thing, Danaus, he's a big one. Well, before that, Cadmus. You heard of the Cadmus, the seeds, through the dragon's teeth. You remember of course, it against dates me. The Golden Fleece.
Jason.
That's what I was thinking about, not the actual real thing.
Yeah, but this is how mythology works. It's great. That's a fantastic movie, because it reminds us. Some of the details are wrong, but then you look back and that's what happened. The dragon's teeth was basically it's a story of how brutal he was to his people, and anyway, yeah, he invaded Greece, founded Thebes in 1518 BC. And that's a key date. And then 1510 BC is when Danaus came from Egypt, which is the same time when the Hyksos kicks out of Egypt. And that's why. It's just the Bible. Anyway, I could go on about this forever. I need to. So I write it in books. I hear myself just going in different directions. It's sounding crazy.
No,
But
yeah, it's good.
1500 BC, 1518, 1510. That was your 10-year War of the Titans, and that's when it all began. Basically, history as we know it. And you mentioned how our ancient history is the ancient Greeks. Well, that's deliberate. I was watching a brilliant, well, it actually was a terrible video, but the title was really good recently, about how we invented philosophy in order to get rid of the poets. Because we used to have history through poetry, but poetry was, everyone was equal. And you all got drunk and you would come together, you'd have a symposium, you'd drink a lot, have a lot of fun, the poets would compete, and that's how you learned your history. But it's no good for power. If you want to have power over people, you need a hierarchy. So you need your intellectuals who are right because they've got training, not because they're good at saying poems. And that's why they invented philosophy. And so now all our ancient history only goes back as far as the philosophers. Before that, it's like they're stupid. But the poets, they were the real thinkers.
Is that a poetry slam?
They would have been, well, in the British Isles, they would have been bards, wouldn't they? The people who went round village to village, regaling the stories, reciting the oral traditions.
Yes.
And like Homer's a poet, and I know there's all sorts of conjecture about whether it was one guy or who he was. Might have been a woman, might have been three women for all we know, who wrote the Iliad, the Odyssey. We've no idea, because it wasn't written down till centuries later, apparently.
Well, but that's the point. He had no authority. He wasn't like a famous person. That's the way everything goes on. It's a big men theory, which we're back to the eugenics thing. It's the theory that certain people are better than other people, and they can tell everyone else what to do. And that's why you got philosophers, and that's why you have kings, and that's whereas the ancient way of doing it, you couldn't prove to anybody, you couldn't force anybody to do anything. If you were a poet and you won, it's because you were just better poetry, more persuasive. Anybody could do that. Anybody could compete. Appeal
to authority, Chris.
Yeah, that's right. That's the problem. You invent an authority, and
I went to Oxbridge for 5 years. I've got a certificate on my wall. Therefore, what I say about the classical period is correct, and what you say is wrong.
Yes. I mean, that's what motivates me to do my Atlantis stuff. You only have to read what the experts say and think, wait a minute, I can't be worth a minute. I mean, I also come back to the fact they never check. The fact no one's ever checked the archaeology of Atlantis. We know where the Atlanteans lived. Herodotus told us it's in southern Tunisia. So go check the archaeology. They say they've got a war 9000 BC. Nobody ever checked. You go there and you find they all moved eastward, disappeared for a few hundred years, and then reappeared further east. And then you look eastward and you find the next place east is Egypt, and they got wiped out by this huge war. And they're like, the place was denuded of people for like 1,000 years. And you look at the archaeology there, and they started weaponing up. Everything says war, and nobody looks. The experts don't look, and the theories they do come up with are just stupid.
I'm sure. Like the last time we had Stig on,
I was just going to say Stig, yeah.
You know, because Stig's one of the few people on YouTube who's actually been boots on the ground there a few times, and I'm sure he was talking about finding like axe heads or similar, just littering the whole freaking place. You know.
Oh yeah, huge admiration for Stig, because he actually does it. He actually looks. I mean, I'll give you a 30-second précis of what I was going to talk about. And it's an example of this. He goes to the Richat Centre. Has anyone actually been asked the people at the Richat Centre what their traditions are? Because if you do, you find out they've got the same stories the Greeks had, but they're the other side.
Wow.
If you find the people who used to live at the Richat, they became the ticket people, and they became the Sninka people today. You ask any of the Sninka bards about their history before the Islamic times, they'll always tell you the same story, and they'll tell you the story of Perseus. They don't call him Perseus, they'll call something else. But it's the same story. Remember Perseus when they killed the Gorgons?
Yeah.
And that was a great achievement of the Greeks, and they defeated the Gorgons. The Gorgon means terrifying ones. They're the ones you could never beat. If you could beat a Gorgon, you were the best in the world. Right. And that's why Zeus wore the Aegis, which is a picture of a Gorgon's scary head on what are the animals? Goat skin. And that was his proof. That's justified him as being the king of the gods, because his people destroyed the organs, and the bigger person really did it was Perseus. Whereas the Richat version of the story, they're looking at it from the Gorgon's point of view. But it's the same story, and it all starts to burn. And Sallust is the other guy you got to read, because Sallust is well, it's brilliant. He's terrible person. He's the one who finally killed the last of the Atlanteans. He was the Roman governor who subdued the people in Numidia, but he had access to the records of the Carthaginians, which are now destroyed or lost. And of course, they had access to the previous Atlantis records. So Salus is our connection, and he's one who tells you how the Gorgons came over, where they went, how they settled, blah blah blah. I mean, read a book basically.
Is that like is Salus writing freely available? Are there like modern translations of his stuff that you can? Because I'm not familiar with.
You could just download my book and look at the new Appendix 1. I just pointed this out.
We haven't mentioned it yet, but at teddergame.com you can buy the hard copies, but you can download Chris's books for free as well, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the thing is, I'm always changing. Every time I do a new version, I'm like, oh, I'm glad no one's read the previous version. This was much better. So, if you're rich and you're wonderful and you're a really good-hearted person and you want to go to heaven, then buy the printed copy. But otherwise, read the PDF. And if you need this stuff to survive after the fall of civilization, you'll need a hard copy.
Yeah. Hence why that's why I prefer hard copies.
Yeah, here's the first appendix.
So
he doesn't say an awful lot. Sorry.
So was Salus like a? Did you say he was a Roman general who subdued the Numidians?
So unless I'm getting the mix up. He was involved. He's in the history of the war anyway, and because it is the history of the war, he said one part of it, I think it's book 13 or something. He says, "I better just tell you their local history, so you know who these people are," and he explained how they came over and this. The main thing was, you know how what's his name? Heracles went to the far west, around to Spain. Because after they conquered Egypt, after conquered Greece, and this the other record you've got to read is it's absolutely the gold mine, the best of all of them. Of course, is the Parian Chronicle. That's the one that gives us the dates. And that's the one you could, once you know what you're looking for, everything there is all about Atlantis. Anyway, what happened was they conquered Greece. They thought the gods were on our side. They wanted us to conquer everything. So they went to conquer Spain, which, of course, was where all the gold came from. And they couldn't. They lost. Now, some of the people had come like 5,000 miles. They come from Armenia, which, of course, was Ararat, i.e., just south of where the Garden of Eden was. They come so far, and they're so determined to just conquer, they weren't going back. So they settled in North Africa. And Salus explains this. Now, they, of course, had horses, and they had bronze, which North Africa did not have. So if you were careful with horses and bronze, you could defeat anybody. Well, in theory.
And Numidia was famous for the cavalry, the Numidian cavalry.
Yes, it's all horses. Once you look at horses, the whole history of Atlantis becomes clear. It's all about horses. I mean, half the people in Atlantis, this history that, what's his name, Plato gave, half the names are about horsey people.
Is there any link then to like the steppe tribes, the Sarmatians, the Huns,
yes.
you know?
Yes.
The horse archers.
Yes. I mean, then you're getting into Hades, and why Hades is the land of the horses, and why Tartarus was the land of the horses, the city of the horse riders. In 1500 BC, this is how the Hyksos conquered Egypt, because they had horses. Horses was the thing. They were the super weapon. If you hadn't got horses, you were in trouble.
I thought they were just goat herders.
Well, no. Anybody from around that area, around the Fertile Crescent, had horses. Right. Some more than others. No, 1500 BC is when horses really took over, and that's why the Gorgons were able to conquer so quickly. And so they thought they were unbeatable, and that's why it was such a big deal when Perseus found out how to get into their place and kill their priests and get away again too, because he stole some of their horses and bred his own horse, so he had a horse which was just as fast as theirs. Oh, and the other little detail I want to put in, you find in the book. Remember how Perseus could fly? Well, if you look at the first ever stirrups, which allowed you to ride faster than anybody else, they look like wings. So basically, you'd have your big flowing cloak, and you sort of tie it up a bit round. Anyway, it's all in the book. It's all about the first stirrups allow you to fly on a horse, because your horse can then go faster than anybody else's, and that's how he escaped. And that was the great plan.
You know, you're talking about these inventions that come every 2,500 years that change the game. Domesticating horses for war, I contend, would be one of those. You know, could be one of those.
Yeah.
Big game changer.
The ones that I like are just the ones that I thought of. But I mean, yeah, it does change everything. But of course, with the horses, the enemy, of course, then learns and they copy. So you've only got a small window of like 100 years or so before they bred their own horses, which is what.
Yeah, but I mean, saying that, I mean the steppe tribes, the horse archers in Mongolia weren't subdued until like industrial times.
Yeah,
only a couple of hundred years ago.
Well, that's another reason why we know the Gorgons were in the Richat, because I think it's Strabo. He tells a story of these people. He calls them the Pharusi, that the ferret. I mean, that's another story. There's a reason why Perseus is called Perseus. It's all about the original Persians. Persian meant, I think, brave ones or something. Anyway, Strabo tells us about where these people were. They're 30 days south of Lixus, which, if you're on a horse, takes you to the Richat. And he says these people cannot be real because the stories say they were beating everybody and they conquered everybody. And he says, but that's just ridiculous. Whereas that's actually happened, as you said, with the steppes. If you've got horse archers and nobody else has them, you can do that. You can travel 1,000 miles. You can beat everybody. You know, it's possible. Dan Carlin, is it Dan Carlin? Just something history,
hardcore history.
Hardcore history. Yeah, he has a great series on the horse archers, and it's just totally unbeatable. Nobody could believe how good they were.
Wrath of the Khans is the series.
Yeah.
I don't think it's available anymore. I think he paywalls it. But yeah, he started paywalling stuff. I mean, to be honest, it's like 15 years old or something. So, but he started paywalling his older episodes. But yeah, that series is fantastic.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, and it began. And there's a legend that we talk about the Golden Fleece. Like, it's all in the book. I'm doing most of this from memory. But it all connects. The first horse archers were in Tunisia because that's where they perfected it. And that's how they could then conquer huge amounts of area in a very, very short time. And other people, of course, had to get their game up and find a way. But the other thing that was happening was the place was drying out.
Right.
So once they got defeated once, and they realised you can't really have horses in a desert, it just doesn't work. That's when they went back to Armenia, and that's when they then settled around the Black Sea, and then you get the Scythians that we know about now. But you mentioned what's the name? Homer. Sumerians were in Hades, which was Tunisia. It was the land of horses because that's what it was famous for just at that point because they perfected horses there. Yeah.
Wow.
Some perfected horse archery. Hence, you got centaurs. You'd never seen a horse archer before. He's half man, half horse. He acts as one in centaurs.
Yeah, it makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Wow.
It's all there. It's all in the book.
Yeah.
I didn't even mention the shapes. You'll have to read the book and find out.
What about, because like I'm in a Discord group with like Matt Apocalypse and other Atlantis researchers, and they do a lot of work on metrology and how the ancient people seem to have managed and weighed the earth to various degrees. And it kind of suggests that these people were, or this ancient civilization, whatever, was all over the globe. They pretty much conquered and mapped the earth in its entirety and understood maybe even better than we do today, like the nature of the constituency of the earth and astronomy.
Yeah.
Do you think that's feasible with these people at the Richat?
Yes. I want to stress that when I'm talking about southern Tunisia and the Richat, I'm just talking about the records that we've got.
Yeah.
But if you found evidence elsewhere, absolutely. I mean, it's a funny thing. People didn't travel very far, but they could if they wanted to, as long as you got on well. The reason why the Greeks didn't travel beyond the eastern Mediterranean was because they're such bastards, basically, and so they weren't allowed to travel further west. You know, the people of Carthage, they had to be enemies because if you were enemies with the Greeks, they'd destroy you.
Well, so they were colonizers. They were famous for colonizing. They colonized the Italian peninsula, didn't they? Famously.
Yeah, well, that's it. Yeah, the Magna Graecia. I mean, that's the whole point of the Plato. Why he had it is
Republic.
It's the Roman people. He was training up the people to conquer Sicily, and from there you go to North Africa. But yeah, and what I was saying is they didn't travel very far. Once you remember that the Greeks, the whole Greek world was just the eastern Mediterranean, it all starts to fall into place. But it doesn't mean they couldn't travel. Well, they couldn't travel because the people of Africa wouldn't let them. Because people of Carthage and so on, you're no good. But if you were friends with them, you could travel. It took a bit longer, but yeah, you could certainly travel. I mean, we talked about earlier the out of Africa thing. We travel the whole world. if you don't mind spending a couple of generations to do it, you could walk, from southern Africa to southern tip of America. It wasn't that difficult.
What would that be across the Bering Land Bridge at this time? So this is during during the Ice Age then, the last Ice Age?
Yeah. When you can walk there, but even when you couldn't walk, it's a huge distance. Once you've got a small boat and you know what you're doing, it's island hop. I can't remember what the biggest distance is. It takes a bit of skill, but it's not beyond the ken of man to do it. They did travel, yes. So yeah, I think Matt Apocalypse is brilliant. Matt, I can say it. Yeah, if they got evidence of these people, absolutely, definitely. I mean, that's what Atlantis means. Atlas, it just means the navigators.
Really? Story. The navigators.
I'm pretty sure it is, yeah. But if you look at Homer, he's really all they've got, because after Homer, they changed so much of it. And you get Hesiod, he hadn't got a clue. Great poet, but he'd never lived there. His family wasn't there. He didn't know anything about it. But look at Homer. He said he defines Atlas as the people who know the depths of every sea. That's what Atlas is.
Wow.
Everything else came later. This thing about carrying the heavens, it just meant they understood the stars. If you look at the earliest pictures of that, he's carrying a celestial sphere because they can navigate. That's all it means. Again, there may or may not be a chapter on that in the book. Yeah, basically it means navigators. So yeah, I'm very much on board with them. If you can find an Atlantis-shaped site somewhere else, I'm saying you're probably right. And then you get the advanced thing. I mean, my view, the advanced people are the people who know how to be happy, secure, strong, all the things. It's not the people who've got the best weapons. Yeah, I mean, if you can give somebody a disease or kill them all, it doesn't mean you're cleverer than them. So I think we're more advanced to it than us, but not advanced in the way that we are.
How do we escape the oncoming apocalypse, Chris? Can we do anything?
I'm not sure, to be honest. I mean, you can make it more comfortable, like any apocalypse. What's finally going to happen is the next 100 years, we have two generations of people who each know it's worse than their parents were, and eventually they'll come to a point we don't want this anymore. Now, the question is, the final decision is that because there's some massive plague and nuclear bombs dropping everywhere, or is it because something bad happens and they finally say, "I've just had enough"? Hopefully, if you can train people enough, then it's the second one. So people just realise eventually it ain't worth it. These robots, it's not making us happy. But if you don't do it, if you don't train people, they'll just keep thinking, yeah, more robots, until we have nuclear Armageddon. So that's a choice, really.
So it's revolution or death. Yeah. I know what you're saying about like people who, I think there's probably a lot of, I'm 43. I think there's probably a lot of people in my generation who feel that they have it worse than their parents do. The baby boomer generation. I think there's a lot of people in that group.
Yeah, there's like a 50-year cycle. You've got to have 2 50-year cycles of this. It's no accident. They got 2026 is when the robots take over, basically. And then it's almost 100 years before it finally collapses. And it's got to be 2 cycles. The one cycle for 2026, 2073, when you get the end of politics. Well, different ways of looking at it. But that's 2073 is one of these big. I'm still working on this. Basically, I haven't got it's really worked out properly. But it's this big date: 2026, 2073, 2121. It's no accident. There's 50 years in between each one. You've got to have two generations, 2 50-year gaps, so people really sinks in that it's not working. And that's what does it. It's not the nuclear war. I mean, if you kill people, they just get angry. Well, the survivors get angry. Well, you've got to have a change of heart, and that just takes time. Things just do take time.
I mean, when I look at the world today, I've said it probably a few times, but I miss the days before smartphones, for example. I think the world was better before smartphones. I think people were happier in general. People waste the majority of a lot of people spend a lot of the time staring at this 5-inch screen in their pocket, and if they leave the house and leave it at home, they get anxiety because they can't, be detached from this piece of equipment. And I think the world was better. I remember when I took my missus on our first abroad holiday to Tenerife, and I think we both had a flip phone that had a camera on it, and It was great. You know, you go to a restaurant and people are talking to each other, whereas now everyone just stares at a screen opposite the person next to them.
Or
You know?
stares at their food through the screen.
Takes photos.
Taking photos, yeah.
I had to upload this to Instagram. Hashtag eating well.
What gets me is the knowledge we used to have, the average person had. Yeah, you
Yeah.
get specialists now. I mean, my book about the Bible, which I'm arguing this is actually history. The average person in the street, they knew about 6,000. They called them Adam. Yeah, they knew about Uruk, the first city is 4,000 BC. They knew about the collapse of Sumer, the story of Noah, 2,300 BC. They knew about the migrations, the story of Abraham, 1,800 BC. They knew all the big events of history. They probably didn't realize they knew it, but the more they looked at it, the more they looked at it as history and not just something fanciful. The average person in the street, and they knew the future. We used to know this stuff. We don't know it anymore.
I think there's a backlash coming with AI. I think people are going to get so sick with the AI slop that's been served to them through their screens via YouTube, TikTok, all these platforms that are just monetizing your attention to sell you to sell ad revenue. I'm hoping that there's going to be a backlash and people are going to start rejecting this insipid technology which does nothing for us in the main. I know it's useful having Google Maps and things, like there are use cases, but in the main it's useless. It's fucking,
well, there's
a parasite on your life and you're better off without it. Put the shit down, put that screen down.
Yeah,
but watch this podcast.
In the old days, I mean, we had stars. That's something that's really got me. The amount of information, the stars. It's phenomenal. You can tell the time, the place, history, the future. It's all up there in the stars. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And we've lost all this stuff. We've forgotten. We don't know. We're lost now.
For the time being, I'm optimistic. I think we can recover.
Yes.
I want to end on a happy note.
On a happy
an optimistic note. Yeah,
right,
I think.
okay.
We got it.
It's been great, Chris.
Yeah.
Really loved having you back.
Yeah, thank you very much indeed.
Links are in the show notes, as ever. And you can download Chris's books for free, god damn it.
I know, yeah.
I mean, you can't say fairer than that.
You can't get cheaper than that, can you?
No. There's a number now inside each one, because I keep changing them. I think I'll just admit it. So if you look inside the front cover, like this, Atlantis is version 13. You know,
unlucky for some.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it is a true.
But I would I would highly recommend getting a hard copy. I'm gonna get a hard copy because they're apocalypse proof to a degree.
Yeah. I mean, I would say, I'd love to have you back on again, but
we might not have time. We'll pencil in something for 2027. Oh shit!
September looking nice.
Oh, it's been great, Chris. Thanks for your time. Really appreciate it.
Okay.
You're welcome.
See ya.
Yeah.
Have a good what's left of your Sunday, Chris. Take care.
I will. Gonna have a burger at home.
Oh,
nice one.
Nice.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Wonderful.
See you, Chris. We're going to have a quick recess and we'll do some housekeeping. We're overdue. We need to do a bit of housekeeping.
Oh, wow. Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
There he goes.
Yeah.
Atlantis. It's all true. And he does have the prophecy book on the website as well. So you can get the prophecy book as well.
Oh, double free books.
I think there's three.
It's
got the Bible. The Bible, it's all true. It's free PDF as well.
The Bible is true.
All of it.
Right. Lord.
You've not been listening for the last hour and a half?
Yeah, in and out.
He tells no lies.
No, I know.
Right. Okay, back in 10. Take care.
Yeah.
I might have to have a towel down or something. Bye.
First on BBC One.
Do you like it down here on Earth?
What's he saying?
He senses an evil presence.
He senses an evil presence.
Yes.
Who could that be?
Which 3 months of the year begin with the letter J? Think before you answer.
January. June. July.
The time is right. It's time for you to play your game. People are coming.
One false move and I'll run this man through.
Oh, goodness me, what a terrible threat.
By what creeps, what crawls, by what does not, let all that grows recede and rot!
He can't see, can he? Call an ambulance, Duncan. He can't see, man! Oh, boy!
Welcome to the Wheel of Fortune. It's really good to see you. Here she is, Carol Smiley.
Thunderpants. On the planet Underwearer, Y Fronto, leader of the Thunderpants team, awakes to find...
The magic bloomers of Underwearer, with their amazing powers and sacred gusset, have been stolen.
Oh, no, sir.
Summon the team, Willie Nix. This must be the work of the evil Bumrah.
Yes.
He's enjoying himself. Oh, where's he gone? He was there a minute ago. Harold! Answer me, love! Harold! Harold!
Wackety, wackety, wackety. Mosquitoes about. Watch out, beetles about. Watch.
I'm Hardy. Good morning, Tom.
Hello.
You go round there, love. Hello there. Nice to meet you. No, sit yourself down. Come on, get comfortable.
Easy.
Just have a look at your personal details. No, I'm not easy.
Hello! Hello there, and welcome to this a brand new game show called Get Your Own Back, the show which gives...
Next.
Hello, Games Master. The eyeball monster at the end of level 2 in Altered Beast keeps on killing me. How can I destroy it?
I must say, I'm rather surprised you haven't...
Sync the pink and the latest Nikam Stereo TV is the reward. Finally, pot the black to win our fabulous mystery Star Prize.
Isn't being stood up dreadful? Has it ever happened to you? It's happened to me once.
Poetry, you write poems and ditties things. Have you ever shown your boyfriend your ditties?
I ain't telling you.
Without, so enter, stranger. Who challenges my dungeon?
David Campbell.
You have some small previous experience of dungeoneering, I hope.
Yes, I have.
Very well. And what reward do you seek here?
On smooth milk chocolate, you never forget your first dime.
That bloke's a nutter. Oi, nutter!
Phew, what a mouthful. And
What a
here
mouthful.
he is.
You did very well. Hello, how are you?
She's anxious to rush away.
She is. I've got fast hold of her here.
Stay here and enjoy it, girl.
You're not...
Mics are hot.
What's say fuck or cunt?
Oh. Another one demonetized.
Oh.
Are you going to say it?
Nope.
Shall I
Let
say?
me, let's see. No, with time.
Okay. Let's just drag this out.
Try and find a different clip than what we normally play.
Yeah. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? Dware. I thought it said dware.
My mouse cursor was in the way.
It was, wasn't it?
I don't know what. Ooh, seen it.
Oh, I know what that will be.
That's a Reaper file, though.
They're not work.
Rather than an MP4.
We want an MP4. Which one's that one with the note?
I think it's the playing, the one with the play symbol.
Oh, that's a WAV, it said.
Oh, WAV is fine. WAV
Okay.
or MP4 is what we want.
Right. Excuse me.
Gosh, so many files.
Small burp.
Clowns.
You're going to have to mute the middle bit for that.
It won't play.
Ah.
That won't play.
Now, this is what I call quality podcasting. Talking over attempts to play an audio file.
I found that.
Us live on the internet.
It's got to be the one with the play symbol.
These clockwork clowns.
That's what I've figured out. So.
We're back.
The dwarf, the cripple, and
these clockwork clowns. Yeah, that'll do.
Close. I bend it a little bit, but fuck it.
That was our interview with Chris Tolworthy.
Fantastic. I love Chris.
As usual, yes. So much. I've got a font of information.
Yeah, it's fantastic. You just have to. He's like
it's
fantastic.
Fantastic.
He's like a wind-up toy.
He is.
Just wind
isn't
him up and let him go. And,
let him play.
And I like his tangents. Tangents into different things, and he'll just name drop the Hyksos, and then you start talking about the Hyksos rebellion, invasion of Egypt, and how that plays into his overall sort of historical philosophy. One of my question came to my head while I was talking. I wanted to ask him if he'd got into Oswald Spengler.
What, from Ghostbusters?
Not Egon Spengler, Oswald Spengler.
Okay.
20th century German philosopher and history buff nerd. Because I think he talks about cycles of history.
Okay.
So I think you would find him enlightening, possibly.
Yeah.
But it's so inaccessible. It just melts your brain trying to read it. I really
Chris
struggle.
could do it and then summarize it for us.
Chris would be excellent.
Maybe turn it into a comic for us.
Yeah, he's mad into his comics. Jack Kirby. That's how it all started, wasn't it? Jack Kirby predicted everything, basically.
Exactly, yeah.
One of the guy who was like with Stan Lee behind all the early Marvel comics. I think Chris says Stan Lee basically ripped him off and stole all his ideas.
That was what he was saying, wasn't he, when he first came on?
Took all the juice out of Jack Kirby's stories.
Yeah. And took them for his own. And the artwork, was it? Or the style, I think, was the main thing, wasn't it, as well?
Could be. Yeah, I can't remember now. It's a while since I've read that book. Yeah, that's good. I like Chris.
So if the world is still here after August, at least you'll get to have your holiday.
Yay!
But only 1 week, mind.
It's fine. I can drink a lot of Doom bars in 1 week. I cannot fucking wait.
We can always have him back on, can't we?
Yeah.
When he does his 14th edition of Atlantis, It's All True. Yeah. And go to his website and download it for buy it, actually.
Teddergame.com. You can get the free PDFs or a hard copy available at very reasonably priced.
Reasonable prices. Yeah.
Right. So we do the housekeeping now.
Let's get it out of the way, yeah.
Okay.
Silence.
Don't skip this bit. Share the word through Telegram, Facebook, or a tweet.
Yeah, I fucked it.
Let's raise the tone.
It's fine.
On the wrong screen.
Help us grow. We can't do this on our own.
Our podcast is in need.
Tell your friends and plant a seed. It's
housekeeping time. Return some value. It's housekeeping time. Gouge his eyes. It's housekeeping time.
I couldn't hear gouge eyes.
It's housekeeping time.
The levels are low for the place. What day is it?
Gouge
Where
his
am I?
eyes.
Oh dear.
First on BBC One.
Oh.
Right after the break, we're going to interview Eric Weihenmayer, who climbed the highest mountain in the world, Mount Everest. But he's gay. I mean, he's gay, excuse me, he's blind.
Why? Is he like a Freudian slip, you might say? Does he come on and he's like campers' tits? Do you think?
Maybe. I don't know. Anyway, this is a Value for Value podcast. If you get some value out of this podcast, please consider returning some value. There are a myriad of ways of returning value, and as ever, my favourite way of returning value is word of mouth.
Your favourite Ray? Ray Kurzweil?
Kurzweil.
Right.
Kurzweil?
I don't know. Kurzweil?
Are you thinking of...
Ray Parler?
No. No. Sparky.
Huh?
Sparky, Mark. Not Oswald. Kurzweil.
Mark Kurzweil? Is that a name?
National Lampoons.
Oh! Griswold. Ray
Yeah,
Griswold.
good work, Griswold. I heard you've been working on some coding for our cereal.
Some cereal varnish, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you're in Discord servers, Facebook groups, Telegram chats, post some links if you think they'll be well received to help us get the word out. Because, you know, the algorithms aren't going to help us. We need your help. Word of mouth. Organic growth is the future.
Need to get organic, yeah.
Yeah, and we've only got a few months left.
I know, yeah.
Before the world collapses.
Wow, 6 weeks.
6 weeks, yeah. So get your fingers out.
Yeah.
And,
dip your fingers into the earth.
What, for a bit of grounding?
Yeah, and, you know, promote the podcast.
I really should do that. I really should get up in the morning at sunrise, barefoot in the front garden and just stare at the sun. Not stare at the sun. Don't do that at home. But, you know, a bit of mild sun gazing while I'm earthing before I don my work gear and endure a day of hell in this heat.
Have you been in any more attics?
Yeah, I was in attic on Thursday, yeah.
How hot was it on Thursday? Was that that was the hottest day, wasn't it, Thursday?
Yeah, I mean, hot enough to wear a thong. I went to work in a thong. I just borrowed one at Mrs. because I don't own any, you know.
There's no way your wife wears thongs.
I had a helper this week as well. I had a helper.
Who?
I got a random phone call. We'll have to put the housekeeping to the side for it. So it's story time now. It's Jack and Ori time, innit? I got a random phone call last week from a chap.
Can I help you?
Is that Phil? Yeah, it is, yeah. Hello, I can't remember his name. I kept calling him Adrian, but it weren't his name.
Graham?
Yeah, something like that. I'm an adult learner, I think he said.
Oh, right, okay.
So he's doing all his sitting guilds.
Right, okay.
So I'm doing all my sitting guilds because I want to be an electrician. I said, well, I'll stop you right there because it's fucking shit. What are you thinking? But I've no experience.
Right, okay.
And, you know, I wondered if you wanted, if there was
give you
any
a hand?
work. I said, no, I'm not interested. I'm not looking to employ anyone at the moment.
Right, okay.
Sorry, I'm not in a position to employ anyone.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough, I understand. Can I send you my CV and some
Right.
information? Of course you can, mate. I won't look at it. So he WhatsApps me his CV and a bit of information about himself.
Mm.
And
Some nudes.
Some nudes. Just the sack is what I requested. But I got the shaft as well. That's fair enough.
Stick or bag? Do you play stick or bag with him?
A spunky biscuit?
No, not spunky biscuit. That's too much on the initial messaging.
Oh, right, okay. I mean, you can't. That's an in-person job as well.
It is, yeah.
You know, you have to test your aim.
Mm.
And so he WhatsApped me, and I looked over his CV, and I said, Right, Adrian, whatever your name is.
Graham.
Like I said, I'm not looking to employ anyone, but I'm starting to rewire next week.
Oh, you're so soft.
What?
She just said no.
Well, I did say no.
Right, okay.
But he seems a nice guy.
Okay.
36.
Yeah.
Not a child. Not one of these delinquent apprentices that you get.
Yeah.
You've got to wipe their ass for. You know, he's an adult. Have some common sense, you would think. Not looking to an employee one. I've got a rewire coming up next week. If you wanted to come down volunteer for a couple of days just to get some experience, bulk out your CV, whatever, then I'll help. You know, it's fine. You can do that. Wonderful. Yes, please. Tell me the time, the day. I'll be there. I said, right, well, Tuesday next week. Come to my house for 8:15.
Oh, you gave him? Did you have to clean out the passenger side of the van, or did he have to?
It's empty.
Did he have to? Did he ride on the cigarette packets?
Just floating on dockers all the way there. I said, "Don't worry, it's just past its MOT. You're not going to die." And job's 100 yards away from my house, so I'll just route down there past the shop. So he come around to my house, and I let him in, and Zeus, and he passed inspection with Zeus. He's had dogs before, so he wasn't too freaked out.
Right.
With the lipstick and everything.
Yeah.
You know, and
the size.
The drooling.
The leg to body ratio.
The and the groaning and whatnot. So we give Zeus his carrot, and then we take him to the job. I'd already been there a couple of days. I'd done all lighting, basically. So it was sockets. So, right, we're going to wire a ring main today.
Get under the floor.
No, I went in attic.
Oh.
Liability.
Oh, right. Yeah.
If I fall through attic, through ceiling, it's my fault, and it's on me.
Yeah.
Whereas if I get this div, send this div up there, and he falls through ceiling, hey, it's on me again, isn't it? And yeah, so, you know, I know I've been doing it 25 years. I'm not going to fall through ceiling, whereas this guy is green as they fucking come.
Right, okay.
He's been to college. He's done some online learning.
Right, okay.
It's not worth a wank, is it, in the real world? So I goes up, and we wire this ring main, piece of piss. I've that done in a couple of hours. Keith, the plumber, rings me up. Can you come and sort out a job for me at our house? My house.
I've electrocuted myself.
The plumber rings me up and says, my house is flooded.
Is this the plumber that you don't recommend?
No, it's not. It's the one I do recommend.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, my plumber mate specialises in indoor swimming pools. Yeah. There's a leak in his shower. He's had to rip all his real wooden floors. Knock a wall back to Burberry. While I'm doing it, can you stick a socket on landing for Louise? Because she wants to plug a fucking lamp in on landing or some shit.
A lamp?
Yeah. So we had cushy, we wired a ring main. He didn't have to do fuck all, basically. Then we went to Keith's for a brew at Greyfriars.
Yeah.
Had a look at a job and a chinwag and a shoot the shit for half an hour. Telling stories. He was telling stories about... He used to meet all his mates on push bikes at the Black Bull.
Oh, right. Okay.
After work. You know, I think it was Tuesday Club originally, and then it was Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday Club. And there'd just be a row of push bikes outside Black Bull. He kept falling off. He'd fall off pissed. And I still can't move this thumb right. And showing Adrian, this thumb, look at it, it's fucked, isn't it? It's because I coming off at Black Bull pissed and fucking fell off my push bike. Whatever. So we go and look at Keith's job. Keith says, you're not coming in. Winding him up. So we go back, right, well, what's next? Well, we need to chase out for these wires we've just put in for sockets. So I'll go around with chasing machine, twin blade, with Hoover attachment.
Nice.
And then you follow with the...
You've upgraded. You don't have your Scotch hammer?
No, that's just for bitches. That
should have gave it to Adrian.
Whacking bitches. No, that was for if he didn't do what he was told, and I whacked him with that. So I went round with twin blade, and then you go with the chisel drill. I bought a brand new 18-volt Makita.
Wow.
Because mine was on its arse.
Right, okay.
And you follow me, brand new drill, chisel out the detritus.
Yeah.
And then we clean up, and we move to the next room. Super easy. All right, PPE, yeah, all right, what do you want? Sucking specs, mask, he's got specs on.
He requested PPE.
I got him in advance because I thought he'd ask for him because he's gay and he's at college. He's not doing it for a living, is he?
You should have given him a hanky and a pair of swimming goggles. Some ripped up jeans. Tie this, Randy. This is what we use on site.
You want a mask? Pufter, eh? Fucking get a load of this woolly wafter asking for a dust mask. It's only a bit of asbestos, won't do you any harm. So he's got his mask on and the goggle and the glasses. You can't wear them. You can't wear glasses and a mask because they fog up.
Yeah, no.
And it's like, I can't see what I'm doing. My glasses, I can't see. So, well, you're going to have to choke or go blind. What can you do?
Choke or go blind.
It's like, what's more dangerous? The risk of getting a bit of chiseled something off into your eye or using an electric chisel blind. That's probably more dangerous. You're going to end up chiseling your finger off or some shit.
Yeah.
And he was going in at 45 degrees, like fucking straight through. I was like, whoa, go up vertically like that. We don't want to take the whole wall down.
Calm down, Adrian.
So you got to fucking hold the hand, haven't you? And so he gets like a room done, and then we move. And you do a bit of hoovering up while whatever I was doing. And comes to end of day, jumps in van and says, well, thanks for the opportunity, Phil, but I'm not going to come back tomorrow.
No, he didn't.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
What do you think put him off?
I think my time's better spent studying, he said.
No, he didn't.
Yeah.
And he wants to be like
he wants to be an electrician. Yeah, he's not going to be, is he?
A proper hands-on electrician, not like an electrical engineer, like he does the plans.
No, he's doing the City and Guilds to get qualified, like me. Yeah.
Right.
So, I don't know. Doesn't make any sense. Unless he's just a pussy. I think that's what it is.
I mean, I wonder if he was because like you said, you couldn't afford to pay him. I wonder if, having to do a little bit of work chiseling out. And then what was he doing at the ring main? Were you just
feeding the wires up, and
pushing
coiling the wire off, and then I was pulling it down in the attic and dropping it down.
Where does he expect to start? I suppose that's the other question.
Well, that's the thing, you see. It's like, because he did mention about, I don't think it's a good use of my time volunteering with you when I could be studying. I said, well, what's the going rate for electricians, mate? And he said, I don't know, about 100, 150 a day.
Right.
So, well, you ain't worth that. So I can't pay you.
Yeah.
And, if a rewire's $3,500 and I make $2,000 out of it, I can't be paying you 1,500 quid. Because then I've got out. What's the point? Why am I doing it?
Exactly, yeah.
So, if you could probably go to an agency, get an electrician's mate for 150 quid a day, and they'd be shit hot. And it's like, you could leave them do it. And they do the job well, and that's how you scale up. Like you get several rewires going at the same time, and you hire people who know how to do the job. But you're green as fuck. It's like, oh yeah, I can't afford to do it. It's like I was 60 quid a week when I started, £12 a day, which is essentially fuck all. Right?
It was fuck all.
There's a reason they call it serving your time, because it's you're basically working for now while fuck all. It's like,
there's nothing to exchange.
Come back in 2 years when you're useful, then I might give you 100 quid a day, 150 quid a day, whatever the rate is. But I don't understand how you think you're going to get there
without
doing the, Hey,
maybe he, maybe they do like virtual reality electrician training now.
He said it was he was doing some virtual courses, some online courses.
I know, but virtual. But I mean, what if they set up something where he has to follow around like a hairy-arsed, grizzled electrician?
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, great, but it was 25 degrees in that house. And the VR ain't going to get you ready for that, is it?
Not in the attic, no.
No, it was hard work.
I bet it was.
It's hard work. That's what it is. I think a lot of it, it's come from IT.
Oh, right, okay.
And there's one bit of said about the teams I managed in IT.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm not fucking, whatever, mate.
Not biting.
Yeah. you're in a different world now, pet. It's like that don't mean shit in this game. So, I think a lot of people have a misconception. I was talking to the missus about it, and I was saying I think a lot of people have a misconception about what electrician is, and they see it as the technical trade, where it's all technical, fine work, whereas a lot of it is just lugging fucking heavy things and smashing houses to bits.
Pulling wires through
cleaning
rooms.
up and hoovering up, moving furniture. We were doing that, you know.
Sex toys.
Oh, yeah, play with them. The brew time. So maybe there's a bit of that, you know. I think some people maybe don't know what they're getting into when they take the leap. Maybe I don't.
Yeah, I think surely that's true of any kind of job. If you have no experience of it, I think all jobs will have differences once you get into them. You think, oh, I didn't realize it'd be like this kind of thing, you know.
No, I think that goes for any job, doesn't it?
I think that's what I mean. Yeah. You can't know something until you do it, can you? No. At all. No. So what is the solution? Yeah, because on the very rare occasions that I do DIY and I use like a hammer drill, like every 4 years. Is it that amusing? Are you choking on my bullshit? Just choking. Do you want some beer? Finished him off at the mention of a hammer drill.
Parkside. Is it Parkside?
No, it's an iron hell.
They're known for their multi-tools.
Oh, is it? We almost bought an iron hell multi-tool.
They're really good.
They come up at like 30 or 40 quid, I think.
Oh, not the ones I'm thinking of.
No, there's probably another one. Yeah.
So when you use a hammer drill every 4 years, what happens?
If I wanted to wear goggles, how would I make them not steam up?
Well, we just had a message in the chat.
Spit. Oh.
Sublimated note says you got to smear a bit of spit on the inside. Stop some fogging off.
So that fogging off is that another technical electrician term?
Yeah, maybe.
Don't fog off your goggles, mate. I remember this from swimming. So, like, there were some children when you went swimming, when I was in primary school, whose parents would buy goggles, whereas I was just, you just had to crack on with it. And I saw somebody spitting in his goggles. I said, what on earth are you doing?
Yeah, I think it does work.
Because it gets it to the same temperature as your body.
Yeah, maybe temporarily.
Yeah.
Temporarily.
Until you start doing the chiseling.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, the drill blows cold air out the side.
Oh, right.
So if that's blowing in your face and it's getting cold air on the hot glasses, I don't know. I think, this is the whole point of the story, man. I came up with an invention. When I was thinking about this predicament.
Is this why Adrian left?
I didn't tell him about this because I didn't want him stealing it. I know what these IT guys are like.
You're going to tell the world now, though.
Tell the world because they won't tell anyone. No one watches this.
No.
So, yeah, the thing about the goggles, and it's like, well, you wear the goggles to get misted up.
Uh-huh.
And when he was saying it, I was thinking, that's a bit fucking gay. We have eyelashes.
Shave them off.
Nature's answer is eyelashes.
Giant.
And I said, just fucking squint, you puff.
He didn't say that to him.
No, I thought it. I didn't say it because he was, he seemed a bit fragile. That's because I was doing it the next day. I was thinking about it the next day when I was chiseling this wall. I thought, well, how the fuck have I managed 25 years? I've only had to go to hospital twice. I've only had to go to hospital twice with something in my eye in 25 years. And I was doing it. I thought, I'm squinting. So when I'm chasing, like, if you're chasing below you, it's fine. It's very rare that anything pings up vertically. It's when you're doing something parallel with your head and higher that you're going to get something.
Yeah.
And I'm squinting. I thought it's my eyelashes. Because you get shit in your eye and you wipe your thing. And all shit comes out your eyelashes and it's there on the back of your hand.
Yeah.
And that's what I thought about it. That's what I had my genius invention.
Uh-huh.
fake eyelashes for tradesmen.
Yeah.
You know, like these Lux Maxes, and like these women on TikTok.
I can feel a meme coming on, or a comedy video that we could put on the tools on.
Yeah, you get your tie-ins with eFix and all these YouTube channels, but you'd have to do a deal with like DeWalt, you know, Makita,
yes,
tough built, fake eyelashes, and then you'd have all these tradesmen walking around with these mad fake eyelashes.
Yeah,
I think that's the answer. I think I'm going to start using fake eyelashes at work.
I think you should do as well.
I think there's a future.
And also your natural eyelashes are a little thin and short.
Really, that's not what Mrs. says. She says I've got beautiful eyelashes. They're really long.
Right. Okay. I mean, that's the first time you've ever said that your wife has given you a compliment. So
yeah, so I'm obviously bullshitting then, aren't I? Yeah, obviously bullshit. You detected that immediately. Yeah. No, it must have been someone else.
Yeah. Was it Adrian, and that's why you've fallen out?
Could be. Yeah. Yeah. I think it's a go with that. DeWalt eyelashes.
I mean, I think there's
stick them on in the morning in brew cabin. It becomes part of your PPE.
Where's your brew cabin? Your van?
Yeah.
Just go into the brew cabin.
On the big sites, they have brew cabins, you know.
Right.
You hang your hard hat up.
Uh-huh.
You know, it's all wanky now in big sites. It's like gloves, specs, hard hats. Yeah. Otherwise, it's yellow card. And nets, it'll be eyelashes. Are you wearing your eyelashes? Oh, you! Sorry, Rag! Where you going without your eyelashes on?
So on sites, would Adrian have to wear goggles and a mask?
I presume so, yeah.
Right. So that's why all modern buildings are shite, because they're all blind.
Why they always take longer than expected and are over budget?
Because nobody can see anything.
Health and safety.
Because nobody can see.
I don't think that's an uncommon
right
theory, isn't it? Why?
Why things take long
and cost
because
more?
There's an entire industry around health and safety, maybe.
Yeah, and you know, some would argue, well,
if it saves one life,
yeah, let's lock down the whole country because it might save one life. It'll be worth it.
Yeah,
it'd be worth it. Maybe not. I don't know.
Maybe. Alan Partridge would say it wasn't worth it.
Oh Christ, we've got some electrical tips in the chat.
Top tip for testing. Let's see what Phil says for this. If a fuse is working, tap it on your mobile phone screen with your finger on the top, and if it is working, then the fuse is good. What? Because I was reading that and thinking at the same time, did that make sense?
Top tip for testing if a fuse is working. Tap it on your mobile phone screen with your finger on the top, and if it is working...
Oh, if the screen switch is on, maybe. That's what they mean.
All right. I've never heard that one.
Because you'll be passing a current through the fuse?
I don't know. I don't know how mobile phone screens work.
No.
I thought it was a touch. But, you know, there is that thing about gloves that you can still work a mobile phone in.
Yeah, but there's special gloves, aren't
there?
Yeah,
so what's the key there? There must be something.
There's that weird element in screens, isn't there, which is
unobtainium.
It's like 1 qubit in the world or something, and you have to put like a micron in or something.
Right.
I can't remember the name of it.
Unobtainium.
That's a useful little segue there.
How to check if a fuse is working. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. I'll never try. I've never tried that. Maybe I'll try it tomorrow while I'm doing that. Get some fuses out because I'm sure of some duff ones and some good ones.
Right.
And test them with my mobile phone and test the theory.
What if it makes your phone blow up?
Oh, good. Good.
They'll be able to ring you.
Going on holiday soon. Yeah. Won't get any hassle.
No. Which are you allowed to say where you're going?
No. Trade secret.
In case people turn up there again.
Obviously.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, sign up to the newsletter.
Oh yeah, we do. Do we still do a newsletter? I didn't see it this month.
No, I haven't been doing it. No. Too busy.
So we do normally do a newsletter, but we won't talk about that because it's not been going out. You could submit show artwork, but in order to do that, you could email us at thearmisinquisition@gmail.com. Phil's uploaded one here. Long-time contributor. Atlantis, it's all true. There's the Richat, however you want to pronounce it, structure there. Atlantis, it's all true. Chris Tolworthy. I mean, that title's probably now defunct because we spoke about prophecy for an hour and then 10 minutes.
Too bad.
About Perseus.
Okay. There was some Atlantis in it at the end.
It was at the end, yeah. So
It's fine.
So you've just got to make your way, through the first hour if you're not into prophecy. If you're on YouTube, comment, like, hit the smell button.
If you're not into prophecy.
You're well on there,
As if there's anyone fits in that category.
Leave us a review. If it's particularly offensive, we'll normally see it. Or if it's really offensive, just message us and then we'll read it out. Join the Element server. That was the thing I was looking at. So that's a little bit like Discord, but ours got blown up. So you can send us news articles, videos, guest suggestions. We need some. We need some guest suggestions because we've only got one guest lined up for August. And
we're running thin. Like we have not a spreadsheet, a doc.
Yeah, is that it? It's all we've got ever.
I don't know.
I thought you had some secret list somewhere else.
I might have. I don't know.
I thought you had some notes somewhere.
I think I do. Yeah, but I don't know.
What a tease! Why are you being mysterious?
I'm not being mysterious. I don't know if I have it.
This is what Adrian can put up with.
The ambiguity.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I need certainty. You can't work in these.
Is there a socket going in the hallway? I don't know. Maybe. Maybe. I'm not sure.
Let's see. Let's just work around
Feel
this
it
area.
around. Feel it out. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see what happens.
We can spare off it later.
Exactly.
Right. Guest suggestions. We need them.
Yeah,
Get them in.
Yeah. So if there's anyone you think that we can obtain, realistically.
Yeah. Don't go fucking email us. Oh, you get Graham Hancock on. Like.
Yeah.
It's not.
We need people that are sort of circling.
I like people who
don't have an audience.
Yeah, no profile. How many other podcasts has Chris Tolworthy been on?
Don't know.
Any? And he's one of my favourite guests. And I like the fact that we get people who it's cut this fucking circuit, basically.
Yeah.
If you listen to all these podcasts in this realm,
you
see the same fucking names coming up every week because they've got a book coming out and they want to promote it, which is fine. I'm not having a go at that. It's just that, well, I mean, if you're doing that podcast, what's the point in us having you on? Because we're just going to ask you the same questions. You're going to give similar answers. What's the value in that to the audience? I like the fact that we get people on who people don't know, who you haven't heard of. I'd find that exciting if I was listening.
You'd be excited by that.
Yeah, it's novelty, isn't it? They don't need to be famous. They don't need to be notorious. They don't need to be a million-selling author.
No.
It might be your mate down the pub, your mate at the golf club who has wacky ideas about Tartaria. Great. Put us in contact. We'll get him on.
I know. I was thinking about messaging him again. Tartaria guy from January.
Oh, Guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Guy's good. Guy's good.
But, we've only had him on in January and we've already got one returner coming in August. So, but he's talking about a different subject. Completely different. But yeah, we need those guest suggestions for people that perhaps would consider coming onto our podcast. So we can get those hot interviews lined up.
Yeah.
You can also send us birthday requests or birthday shout out requests, guest suggestions. I'm just reading now because I've already said that. And focus chi. If your chi is depleted, we will send you some chi.
My chi is depleted. It's the heat, I think.
Do you want some chi focused your way?
No, I'm fine. I'll soldier on.
Right. Okay. But if you've got something big coming up or you just feel a bit drained, put a request in for some focus chi and we would chi that to you. No problemo.
What's next?
Money.
Oh my God.
That's it.
Keep the mic hot, keep spinning the reel.
Your silvers are armor. Your coppers are steel. Echoes in our metal walls, keep it alive.
must value your coins and power, fueling our drive. Can you be the one to keep us alive? Give us value, just press play, we slay, asking you today.
Yeah, scroll down to the show notes. You'll find a PayPal link there. Or buy us a coffee. You can do that if you like. Give us a one-off donation or a recurring sustaining monthly donation. Helps pay the bills. It's up to you.
It's up to you. Huh?
Feel the steel strings, the electric roar. Your donations are what we're fighting for. Banging heads, we stand united as one. Can you value flames of your support? Have just begun.
Oh, I get to fade it out. There we go. So, do I say this bit now? This is a value for value podcast. And if you find this podcast valuable, then maybe you can return some value. Have we already talked about that? I can't remember. It was like 5 minutes ago. It was just before the electrician story, wasn't it? So we may have already said that. I think it's time to thank the producers, isn't it? That's what we do now. Have you not got a list somewhere?
It's on the computer.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow, we've gone into the 21st century.
Yeah.
So what happens if the world ends and we didn't have thanked these producers?
Oh, they fucked it, haven't they? They fucked it.
Yeah. Time to big up the Mandems, yo, isn't it?
To big up the Mandems, yo.
It is, yeah. The producers. It's a bit of like a rollover week, isn't it? Because
we haven't done it for 6 months.
A couple of 3 weeks, I think, before we thank for some producers. But we do have some.
Yeah. Thank you. They are. Yeah.
Let's see who we've got. We have Sally Thompson, Rona Kesson, Matthew Chin, and James Parker with a big £31.20.
They are.
Yeah.
Yeah. So amazing in their love. Literally.
The best mate.
The best mate.
Because I'm literally a communist.
You are extremely cool, guys.
Phil's just having to search for the correct audio file here.
The dwarf. The
Current. Grape. The doctor of thugonomics.
Homophobe. The wind.
Giant fucking lenses.
Chest feeding.
Communist.
Based Sigma Chad.
Corn pop.
Cunt.
Baby penis in her asshole.
These clockwork clowns.
The dime bar.
The number 11.
The vegan on the bus.
The blind man.
The big chungus.
The cripple and the mother.
Sonny Pickering.
From hell.
Bring it on.
Are you retarded?
I don't get it, never will.
Wish I had something up my ass. You're getting bummed now.
It was lovely. It really did bring a tear to my Jap's eye.
Yeah, thanks for your support for another week.
Thank you very much, everyone. It's much appreciated.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like, right, I kind of doubted it. I doubted the support.
You're looking, you're thinking, and they know they're not daft. They're looking at this team we're supporting and we're fighting every week for. I've given up. They gave up.
Yeah.
No, we're not giving up.
We're not giving up. It's honestly unbelievable support.
Just look at him here. Incredible. Unbelievable support.
That's the interview that keeps on giving. She knew she was on to goal with that one, didn't she?
Yeah. Just one more question.
Yeah.
Oh, they have to.
Yeah.
Hendo! It does work. Weezer. It's what. Yeah.
Good.
You've been watching some World Cup?
I have. Yes.
Cup, have you?
I didn't watch that one, though, because it was on very early in the morning, wasn't it?
Yeah, I got up at...
After this podcast.
Yes.
Last week.
I got up at 6:30 the next day and...
No.
Started at 10 to 7. Oh, my fault, right.
Oh, my fault.
Oh, my fault. So, so Sunday we did the podcast and the match was due to start at 1, but it was delayed till 2, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And I set my alarm for 6:30. It's set 6:30 every day. I'll get up, have a brew and a fag on back step.
Yeah.
10 to 7-ish, I'll
Coffee
put
done.
the iPlayer on and watch it. So I does that. I'd already warned me customers, and he was doing the same thing. He said, I'll get up and watch it. I'm not staying up. Yeah. And watching first half. And were they 1-0 up or 1-1 at half time or something? I can't remember.
Is
and
it
then,
not 2-0 at half time?
Yeah.
2-0 to England at half time.
something like that. And around the 50th something minute, they had the man sent off.
Mm.
And then it was like under the cosh, weren't it? They were just getting hammered. And I'd not looked at my phone all morning. I didn't want to ruin the, spoil the result, whatever. And it's like the 77th minute. I think Big Dan Burns on. 5 at the back, backs to the wall. It's 8:30 in the morning, 77th minute. Phone goes off. My dad's ringing me. Now, if my dad rings at 8:30 in the morning, Sproglet has forgotten his coat.
Yeah.
Or he's forgotten his butty bag. Can you drop Sproglet's book bag off at school on your way out, sort of thing? Answers phone. Hey, Dad. All right, son. Good result last night, eh? For fuck's sake. I'd made it to the 77th minute.
Oh, at least you got that.
Spoiled it.
At least you got that.
I felt really bad because I did say, I went, oh, for fuck's sake, like that. And I upset him.
Oh.
Upset me dad. I had to apologise later when he dropped the kids off.
Yeah.
I just overreacted in the moment. I said, I didn't know. I said, it's all right. It's only a fucking game of football. It's all right.
Yeah.
It's just, I was annoyed because I'd made it that far without ruining it. I was enjoying it.
Yes, it was.
I like a big tournament, like a World Cup. I get into it,
It was. They said it was a really good game, didn't they?
It
I
was.
just watched the highlights. Had everything.
You just watched the highlights, the old 8-minute job.
Well,
I think
it
might have been 10.
I think it might have been up to 20 minutes.
Okay, yo.
I know, yeah. 15 maybe.
Yeah. So it is what it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was the highlight, wasn't it? Harry Kane's interview at the end. It was, lost his voice.
Yeah.
All right, end of show ISOs.
It's just me of all those things I was saying a few weeks ago. Gooner. I am a gooner.
That one.
Get a raging Stone Collinges everywhere.
I've got 3. I've got pushed in.
It's getting pushed in real hard right there.
And the critical drinker again?
It's getting pushed in real hard right there.
Yep.
Okay.
I've got thick.
It's beyond thick.
Are we thinking there's going to be some kind of mashup here?
No. No, this isn't premeditated.
We are on for a mashup here.
It's getting pushed in real hard right there.
It's beyond thick.
And the third one is...
I'm a gooner. I am a gooner.
It's average.
Very average.
Really?
That's very average.
That's a lie.
It is very average.
Why is it average?
Because it's average.
Because it's average.
Where's the gooner one? I am a gooner. See, no, do this.
It's getting pushed in real hard right there.
It's beyond thick.
I am a gooner.
Fuck's sake, you cunt.
Something like that.
Yeah, you can do that. Yeah, you can do anything we want. It's our podcast. You know.
That's the first time you said that, though.
Said what? I'm a gooner.
No, it's not been a diktat.
Oh, right.
You're embarrassing yourself.
Okay.
Run, boy. Respect.
Nothing but respect for you sucking your fingers on the bus.
You got caught sucking your fingers on the bus.
Well,
I don't get caught. I am a gooner. Well, you've got to have some material from me.
I know, yeah.
I'm the whore of Babylon.
Dirty and thick.
Phil's got more confidence than ability. He's never had any formal training.
Oh, I like the dirtiest part of the crack.
Right, so that's right. We'll do a mashup then. A 3-way mashup. Oh, excuse me. That's what we'll do. Sound.
Right, okay.
Good.
Yeah. Fine.
I've got sweaty ears.
Mine not. I've got this is probably the most comfortable I've been in this podcast. It's not too cold. There's a slight breeze coming from the fan under the desk. I've got the cool warmth of the cool air. Sorry, of the garage.
Speaking of guests, have you noticed that our email is getting spammed with literary agents at the minute?
Yeah, how's that happened?
It's not my doing.
I've not signed up to anything.
It's like we've landed on a...
with like the scraping.
What do they call it? A mailing list somehow.
Well,
like a podcast mailing list.
Someone has got our email from...
We're getting
YouTube.
emails every day from people punting an author who's ready to promote a new book.
One of them I replied back to a while
ago. Now you've fucked it.
Maybe that's
I'll
what
get
it was.
100.
That's probably a while ago. And I said...
Was it a Nigerian prince?
No. I replied back and said, "Oh, that's good. Could you just point me in the direction of like a previous interview if they've ever done something?" Nothing. Got nothing back. And that person had emailed. Like we had like 3 emails going. I'm just circling back on this request I sent. However long ago, in case it went in the spam.
Right.
And I replied back to it. Never got a reply.
So maybe it's fake and gay then.
And then that's why we're getting spammed.
What's the point of it?
Don't know. Maybe it's like a gooner.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I assumed they were genuine.
Well, yeah, they might be, but my theory
They
with
look
that
genuine.
one who didn't reply back, I was wondering whether it was the guests themselves pretending to be an agent, and they hadn't done any interviews.
Right.
And that was why they didn't reply, maybe.
The thing is, I've seen numerous, like the same agent with numerous guests on the email.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, well, that might be a different one then. Who I
you should
replied back to.
check out Michelle's website, maybe.
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to.
Leave it to Michelle to do it, to do the guests.
Just book everything for us. Get some mad people from America on.
Fucking hell, we had, I think we got, that one podcast that got deleted off YouTube with the demon sperm. Nathan.
Yeah. He came from one. Yeah, he came from an agent, didn't he?
I think he came from Michelle. He was on Danny Jones last week.
No, he wasn't.
He was. He was. Yeah, I've not listened to it yet. And do you remember the last alien guy we had? You know, the English guys from Northwest?
Mira.
Steve Mira.
Uh-huh.
He's a big mate of Demon Spunk guy.
Is he?
He mentioned it. He name dropped him on the...
Right.
And I said,
I wasn't here, was I?
Oh, were you not here for Steve Mira?
No.
He mentioned... God, I'm blanking on his name now. Christ. I said, that's funny you mention him because that's one of the few episodes that YouTube deleted for us back in the dark days of...
Why did they delete that one?
I don't know. They don't tell you.
Because it was like he was having sex with
They don't tell
ghosts.
you. They don't tell you why they delete it. So it's just a generic...
Right.
Does not conform to terms of conditions or whatever.
Was he not? Well, he was talking about like sex, wasn't he? I think that's what it was. Wasn't that sex with like ghosts or something from memory?
Ghost jizz. He was trying to find ghost jizz, wasn't he?
Oh, he was trying to find it. I thought he had found it.
Oh, maybe he's looking for more.
I thought he was like jizzing on ghosts.
No.
No?
That's not how I read it.
It's because you're not a gooner.
Obviously not.
You don't know what it's like. I am a gooner at the hard end of the stick.
Ooh, dirty and thick.
Exactly. Yeah. Maybe I'll have to get him back on. Now he's got into big time.
Now he's been on Danny Jones.
Now he's on the big time, yeah.
No,
Do you remember
that's
us?
horrible. That I would. Sorry.
I was just going to say, remember us from 5 years ago?
I mean, that just makes me cringe.
I know, yeah.
You know, some podcast you were on 5 years ago suddenly pops up out of the woodwork. Now you've landed on Danny Jones.
Hi.
I'd tell us to get stuffed.
Yeah, I know.
Where you been last 5 years of my life?
I'm just trying to get over the demon jizz, to be honest with you. Takes a while. You know. At the end of the day.
Tell you who I'd like to get back on. Alan Delaney. The Lines of Destiny.
Do you know, I think about him quite a lot because he was really good, wasn't he?
Yeah, excellent.
He's the Irish guy, isn't he?
And again, to my previous point, I don't see him going around doing podcasts every week.
I do think about him, yeah. He was one that was in the back of my mind to potentially get back on.
Keith Hunter.
I've tried.
Was he AWOL?
Didn't get anything back, yeah.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Some people drop out, drop off the map, you know,
I
or they're
can't-
doing other things.
Yeah,
you know.
I can't find. I think when I was looking at it, was a while ago, that one in my last guest crisis where I emailed loads of people, didn't get any responses, and then filled 2.5 months in like a week from those responses.
Should get Dom on from Sheep Farm.
Try Dom.
You read his book.
I have to read his book though.
Yeah, you can read his book, and then
How
get him
small's the writing though?
I can't fucking place it now. It should be near the top at Pal because I haven't started it yet.
All right.
There we are.
Oh, it's big.
Traitors.
It's big.
You have to read it in a Yorkshire accent.
Yorkshire.
You know.
Oh, it's not too
It's
bad,
from a
actually.
sheep. Think that you're like walking through a sheep farm as you're reading it. All right.
Yeah. Aye.
Go.
Does he do the? Who does the? Does his friend do the pictures? Chris.
Chris is the artiste.
Yeah.
Yeah, the illustrator.
Mm-hmm.
Does all the merch and stuff, the pictures for the merch and stuff. Yeah.
It's good.
John Hamer's mate. The thing is, we're doing one on climate change soon. But John Hamer's mate, Alan. Is it Alan?
Alan Hamer.
Who I met at Sheep Farm Live. He'd be a good guest as well, and he's technically adept.
Right.
I'd like to get John Hamer on, but he's retarded when it comes to Zoom and technology, unfortunately.
Maybe one day we'll have the budget to put a coach on, get him to the studio.
Yeah, Huddersfield.
Yeah. Fly them in.
National Express.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's late. Sun's getting low, man.
Right.
Is anyone even still here? Can't even tell. Let's click on this. Fucking hell, 23? Really? What are you doing? You ain't better to do. We're just bullshitting now, you know.
I know, yeah.
You had any interesting anecdotes this week?
I was just desperately trying to scrape my mind. Well, the best
From the previous 3 hours,
Yeah.
it's overloaded.
The best thing I can come up with is going to the beach today and burning a small line across the very top of my forehead.
You can't see it on the camera, but Matt has a like a sunburn.
But just here.
Just here. Like a Klingon. Kapla!
Where, I didn't apply the suntan lotion dirty and thick.
No, it's a failure of preparation. That I mean, it should be fairly straightforward. Applying suntan lotion. I'm sure you do. I'm sure when you're doing your kids, clip that. I'm sure when you're doing your kids, you make sure it gets like up the sleeve of the t-shirt and round the neck down. You don't just do it round the t-shirt. You go an inch in, an inch or two in, because you know what they like. They stretch their fucking clothes and fuck about, and you don't want them getting burnt. There's no worse as a kids getting sunburnt. They can't get comfortable and they can't sleep. Playing Blue Murder at night. It's no fun. It's no fun when it's out like this getting sunburnt because it fucks your sleep up.
Exactly.
But you've not done it to yourself, have you? You've not done yourself right.
No, I think the other thing as well is that I always have a tendency to rush. I think I like to relax too much.
Right, that's an oxy. You have a tendency to rush,
Yeah.
but you like to relax.
Yeah, so the relaxing causes the rushing.
Time management. You have an issue with time management.
Yeah, but it's just
fail to prepare. Prepare to fail.
I think what it is I've fallen into a mindset of believing I've got no time. So what I do is think I'm going to use this 5 minutes now to relax, or 20 minutes to relax and sit and do nothing.
It's fucking grim, innit, where you have to like parcel 5 minutes of your day for relaxing time.
Yeah.
Me time.
And
it's grim, that.
I do that. And I think, fuck it, I can't. And then that's when I end up rushing for everything.
Yeah,
and
you don't have 5
and
minutes.
I've had this.
Mate.
I've been having this realization for like a couple of months. It's not that I could do things on time and not feel rushed. What I've got to reduce down is my relaxation periods to nothing.
Yes. You just have to move one task to the next.
I do. I almost said that to my wife today.
Me time.
I was making my eldest son's jam sandwiches for his packed lunch tomorrow. And I thought, my life is just a long series of tasks. I just moved from one task to another. So, like, Saturday's task was we bought an IKEA cupboard.
Right.
And I started fitting that.
Building it.
Yeah,
you
well,
have to
we
construct it.
Well, you have
first.
to. It comes flat packed, doesn't it? And you build it up, don't you, with an IKEA thing? Unless you can get on that Fiverr, couldn't you? And you could get like people would bid to come and do it for you.
Yeah, get one of these illegals to do it.
They do it cheap.
They would, yeah, and they do some delivery. They bring some delivery with them as well.
A hot meal.
Yeah.
So we built it. I built it up there on a Thursday night. I think the two cupboards. Two cupboards fit together.
Where are they located?
Behind, as you walk into the kitchen cum back room. So in the original, when we bought the house, there was a front room and a back room, a morning room which I'd never heard of before buying my house,
a breakfast room,
yeah, and then a kitchen. Yeah. Which was the old wash house, apparently. And it was all, like, the kitchen bit was on a different level, and it's all been, like, not through, so the back room's not through, and the kitchen bit and the morning room bit is all one room now, basically.
It's kitchen diner is what it is, isn't
Yeah,
it?
now it's a kitchen diner, I suppose, isn't it? And then just behind the door, there's just, like, a wall which is about just over a metre in length. What's that, 3 foot? Something like that, 3 or 4 foot?
A bit more, yeah.
And... thought we had a shitty cupboard there that we bought for 200 quid. Thought, oh, back in the day,
200 quid?
Yeah.
For a shitty cupboard?
A shitty cupboard, yeah. And it started, crammed it full of crap. It was all wonky, falling to bits. So, thought, right, we'll get some IKEA cupboards that match the kitchen and put them there. So,
it's an IKEA kitchen.
Yes.
So you wanted the same base unit, so it looked...
Yeah, so it's the same, basically.
Right.
It's a shit.
Like, a worktop on it as well?
No, it's a tall cupboard.
Right, okay.
Like the ones at the end of the kitchen near the back doors.
Right.
And so... build it all up. It's like you hang it on a rail. It's got legs at the front. So did all that. Put it on. Thought, fucking hell, this is fucking... I put a level on it. It's fucking bob on.
The bubble never lies.
Yeah. Perfect. Great. Completely build it up. Put the kickboard
your
on.
house is pissed, so it looks shit.
Well, yeah, the floor is completely out. So this was the first thing with the what's it called? The plinth, isn't it? At the bottom. So it's supposed to leave, like 8 centimeters or something. But because the floor's on the wonk, one of the legs is too short, so I'm having to hack this plinth down, which took me like 3 hours to fit.
If only you had an Einhell multi-tool.
I know.
To trim it.
Do you know, my wife sent me a picture of one. I thought, we don't need that. And there was so many jobs I could have done with this fucking thing.
Tool of a million uses. I have a fucking cordless one. You should ask.
I know. But anyway, so I cut it down with a Stanley knife.
Oh my God. Fucking hell. Filthy Scythian.
It's plastic. It's a plastic kickboard, so it was fine.
It's plastic.
Yeah, it wasn't wood or anything. It's cheap shite, isn't it, from IKEA?
Plastic.
Yeah, so I had to cut a notch out one side where it's kind of just below the threshold of the plinth, and then the one on the other side you can't really see. I don't know why I put it on. I had to like slice it off. It looks a fucking mess, but you can't see it at all, can you?
Unless you bend down.
Yeah, and look round the side, which you're never going to do because you can't see. So honestly, me and my wife, and this is the moment I fucking cursed it. Perfect. Put the doors on. Don't have to adjust them. Nothing. They just shut fine.
Nice.
So the final piece is to put the handles on, of course, isn't it?
Right. Oh, it has handles, does it?
Yeah.
Okay.
We've taken from the old cupboard to put on this that kind of match the ones in the kitchen. And we thought, right, okay, I'll measure this out. I've got a spirit level ruler that'll get this line straight.
Right.
Because they're like, I don't know how to describe them. They're kind of straight line handles. Sort of like
yeah, they have to be straight.
Vertical.
Yeah.
do it through the line, do the dot and the thing.
And then you screw. Is it 2 screws through the back of the door
back of the cupboard
into the handle? That's the standard kitchen technique.
So I drilled all the holes. Take the 3-yard step back. Both of them slightly, just so you can just notice it, just off
level, off
I
vertical.
was like, fuck me, have I managed that? Everything went, and it's because I said, this is the first thing we've done. Are we getting good at DIY? Because because this has gone easy,
right? How do you explain it then? How do you explain the handles being on the wonk?
Well, I don't
were they wonk the same direction, or were they V-shaped?
It was out at the bottom in the same, opposite direction. No, same direction, I think.
Wow, so it looks like the bubble does lie then. What's
So
wrong
fuck
with your
knows.
level?
So I'm blaming my wife for that one because she came up with a template.
Oh, a template that came in the packet.
I think what it was is the dot.
It's paper. They cut the paper, and if they don't cut the paper straight, your template's fucked.
Oh no, it wasn't that. No, so it was to get the distance for the holes was the template, and we had a line. But I think what the issue was is we put the bottom for some reason. Because we drilled the top one first on each. The bottom dot was just ever so slightly off the line, like a millimeter, and that made all the difference.
Really?
Yeah, I think so. Because what we did to fix it is widened the hole ever so like a couple of mil.
Bit of play.
And pulled it across, and you can't really notice it now.
Yeah.
And hit it. So we bodged it.
If your screw is 4 mil and the base of your handle is 10 mil, then you got a bit of play, then you can widen all that. That's clever. That's good.
Yes.
Something I would have done.
Yes. Is that why my house is fucked?
You got to roll with the punches, haven't you?
Yeah. At least it didn't take me 36 hours, with the toilet travesty.
Right.
Fitting a toilet took me 36 hours. So, hey, it's there. So everyone's happy now. We've got a cupboard that looks neater than the cupboard that was falling down. It's fixed to the wall, so we can just jam it full of stuff now.
Yeah.
It's currently got about 30 pairs of shoes in. I have 3 pairs of shoes, and the rest is everybody else's. The kids have got like 5 pairs of shoes each.
Ridiculous, isn't it?
She's got who knows how many pairs of shoes. There's a collection of OnCloud. Have you heard of OnCloud?
I've never heard of OnClouds.
So OnCloud is a brand. It's like a newish brand of shoe. And she has about 5 pairs of OnClouds. Complains about how uncomfortable all of them are.
Are these like going out shoes? Like
no, they're
shoes,
like trainers. She likes trainers.
Trainers?
Yeah. So they're like.
Have you not heard of Asics?
Skechers? Dunlop?
Mitre?
Bull Boys?
Bull Boys shoes are what you need.
Get the
power
on
your feet. Bull Boys.
Yeah.
No, she hasn't. No, what are they called? Umlaut? What?
OnCloud.
OnCloud, not umlaut. OnCloud. I've never heard of them.
Yeah.
And
So-
what's special about them?
No, I don't know. They're just like Swiss and new.
TikTok shop. She's seen them on TikTok.
Well, I don't know. I think they're quite popular these days.
Right.
But she says that they're not. Says that they're uncomfortable.
Right. Well, that'll be a sign to. Has she heard of Chuck Taylors?
Yeah, exactly.
You know, Converse. You can't beat Converse for comfort. For me.
Yeah, you've got long, thin feet, though, haven't you? Like torpedoes.
I mean, I am a natural athlete, which would suggest, you know, better for swimming.
Right.
That's why I have long, thin feet.
Okay.
I tried some high tops. I told you this, didn't I? I got some Adidas high tops that I've seen people walking round street on. And I put them on, and they were the most uncomfortable fucking trainers I've ever worn. And they're Adidas. It's like I grew up on Adidas Samba. They were the comfort trainers from our youth. To me, Adidas Samba, you can't go wrong. They're just comfy. And the Puma Kings as well. They're comfy. No?
Hey,
You're laughing. You're mocking me.
I'm not mocking you. I just think that, trainer technology has moved on in the last 40 years.
I think maybe they had it right in the 70s. I think Chuck Taylor's probably peak trainer design. She should buy some. She has long, thin feet, doesn't she?
Are we being cut off the internet because of...
No, be fine. Doesn't matter.
Right, okay, yeah. Nobody's going to miss out.
She's got bigger feet than normal, hasn't she?
My wife...
Yes.
She has large feet, yeah.
Yeah.
Large and wide.
Because you don't know if the women's sizes are fucked.
I think they are, aren't they? I think they're thinner and smaller, yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Maybe she should have man's trainers.
She does. She
gets men's trainers?
Yeah, because they're she's so massive.
Right. She never tried Converse?
Yeah. They don't stretch out, basically, for her.
Right.
They're quite thin.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Well, fair enough.
Yeah.
Just put my two
penny thin.
2 penny thin.
Yeah.
I don't think you can beat Converse. What are you wearing, trainer wise?
Vans. These were cheap.
Yeah.
There's a Van shoe.
Yeah, look it.
Great. This is quality content.
It is what it is, man. It's
like
I've bought cheap like basketball trainers. From what's that? Oh fuck. Where you get cheap clothes from? Not George, like the high street shop. Not Outlook.
New Look.
New Look.
Mm-hmm.
I remember getting some like £8 or £12 basketball trainers from there, and they lasted a month, 2 months. They just dropped to bits.
Yeah.
And they weren't particularly comfy, but
no.
Come on, Phil. What's the problem? Someone getting... Oh, Adidas. Is it? How do you pronounce Adidas?
I say Adidas too.
Is it Adidas or Adidas?
Well, I don't know. Maybe people on the internet say that. We say Adidas.
It's asking, right? He's sponsored by Adidas.
Is he?
Yeah. So is Jude as well, I think.
Right.
I think they all are, must have. Oh, the kit's Nike, isn't it? The New England kit's Nike.
Yeah, but they have their own boot sponsors, don't they?
Yeah, I think they're Adidas.
I think Roy might be an Adidas person as well, because he tends to wear Adidas.
Average.
Yeah. Apparel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well. Fuck me, it's 11 o'clock. We need to go.
I know, yeah.
Sun's getting low. Busy day tomorrow.
Another busy day.
Busy week.
Yeah.
Got to put a roof rack on at some point this week.
On the van?
No, on the car.
Oh, right, yes.
Roof box.
Yes, for the travels.
So we've downgraded. We can't
Oh, you've bought a...
We get our old car got written off 6 months ago. We got a new car and we're depleted in boot space. It's like we used to take the Dyson, we used to take fans, we used to take everything.
You take your Dyson?
Yeah, handheld. It's clean caravan up on last morning.
Right. Okay.
Quicker.
Okay.
Done. 10 minutes. Done. If you've got the room, take it. You've got a massive fucking van of a car. Might as well take it.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, we used to take it. But you're one of these fuckers who won't clean your caravan properly when you're going.
I encourage light packing.
Right.
Yeah. So I'm down to taking a toothbrush, maybe a bar of soap.
Holy shit! You want to come around to our house on Saturday and see what our car looks like.
What chaos!
Fucking mental. Harry Potter box set will be in there.
No, you won't take it.
Taking it every year with kids.
Right, okay.
Yeah. When you get home fucking half pissed from entertainment. Ugh. Put a goblet of fire on. Take yourself to bed. Joking. Yeah, we take Harry Potter though. We take the box set.
Right, okay.
Yeah, it's a tradition. I presume we could just take a Fire Stick with Netflix on it these days or whatever.
Whichever platform it's on this time.
Need to watch Project Hail Mary this week.
Oh, it's on Amazon, isn't it?
Yeah, we didn't have, because we were watching the football. We haven't had time this weekend. But
why is it coming off it or something?
No, I just want to watch it. I've heard good things. I want to get it done, you know.
Yeah.
I've not read the book course in it, so.
Yes. It should be a good one.
Yeah.
So it's 2 weeks then, isn't it, till the next one? Yeah.
Is it a barn raising next?
It should be a barn raising, yeah. And then hopefully we should have some guests if I can find any.
Well, that's where we need your help, innit?
We need support.
Yeah.
Maybe I could just look through some of the previous guest suggestions I've ignored. I think I did email quite a few of them, though, actually. And they ignored us. What can you do, bro?
It is what it is. I mean...
Because they say what it is.
It is.
That's why it is.
2.5 hour podcast in the heat.
I mean, the backs of my knees are...
sweaty.
A sorry sight.
Yeah. So I hope you appreciate this, folks, you know. We've had to fight for it.
Yeah.
Haven't we? You know?
We had to fight. We had to find something. Yeah, I've just been sitting there. I can't really talk, but yeah, what? All the occasion, the team, everything against us. We found a way.
Yeah. So we hope you're entertained.
Yeah.
Doing the side.
Are you not entertained?
Epic dub.
Yeah, Martin says Addy Das. Get it right.
Adidas. That's what he's writing. Adi.
Adidas.
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 I love you.
Right, see you in 2 weeks. Good night.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for watching.
Epic dub.
I like what you got. Good job.
I am going to aim for the prostate in the men.
Asna.
Oh, Willie G. Da, da, da.
I am a gooner.
Isle of Cox. You got caught sucking your fingers on the bus. Wagwan fam, you're going to Somerset. Based Sigma Chad. Run boy. Respect. You're a big chungus. Congratulations on becoming a doctor of thugonomics.
Oh, I like the dirtiest part of the crack.
Everybody in the chorus had a dildo.
Dirty and thick.
Phil's got more confidence than ability. He's never had any formal training.
I'm the whore of Babylon.
Get a raging stunk on inches everywhere.
It's getting pushed in real hard right there.
It's beyond thick.
I am a gooner.